You're live.
It's your turn to do an intro.
No, you do the intro.
No, it's your
I
turn.
was pointing to you for you to do it.
Welcome everybody to I don't know what episode we're on. The next episode.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know what episode either.
Welcome to the next episode of the Not So Special Podcast. I am Josh.
And I'm Derek.
I'm actually at Derek's house. Is it weird that I don't know your address, but I just know where you live?
Oh, that is kind of... I don't know your address either, but I just tell Google to go to your house.
Google knows where I live.
On my Google Maps, yeah.
You have it labeled as Josh's house?
No, I have Josh blank in my address book and then the address.
Oh, perfect.
Although it always wants to go to your old address. I find that with Google Maps. I have that for my brother. It's the same problem, and my cousin. When you put in an address, choose it as their home, and then later on you put that as an old address.
Yeah, it doesn't
and
care.
create a new home. It just uses that old one as the default. It's the only one it shows on. No, it shows both on the map. But when you say go to Josh's house, it'll go to the old address.
Random.
So this is episode 19.
We're at 19. Okay. Once we hit past 12 and I can't count the months anymore, we're done.
We're done?
We're done.
Shut her down.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done counting.
Yeah, I'm done counting.
Not
yeah,
done,
yeah.
done. Got it.
No, I actually don't. I don't even remember the name of your street. Again, I just know you. I've been here.
You should just tell everybody.
I should. Well, I don't remember the name of it. That's why.
Good.
But it's just like, I know where you. I drive so much around town. I'm just like, every time I drive past, I'm like, Derek lives that way, and then I know how to get to your house, but I don't know. But
my
the
dad's
addresses.
similar. He's a truck driver, like I said.
Yeah.
He the same thing. He just knows streets, but he's been like that forever. Sorry, he knows places, but not the street names.
Yeah.
Even the popular ones.
It's funny. So I've been training a lot of people at work. Well,
Yeah.
trying to train people at work.
Trying.
So
you're doing everything you can. It's them that's not doing what they should.
yes, but it's strange how many people who've they've lived here all their life. They've been driving truck for 20 years, whatever.
Yeah.
And they can't remember simple street names, or we've been somewhere, and I'm like, okay, never gonna go back. And I have no idea how to get there. I'm like, have you not been driving here for that long? What?
The concept is you guys drop off the bin, then somebody fills it up with junk over weeks or whatever, days, and then you come back and get it. So knowing the place would be helpful when you're coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even just we have to go to the place, pick up the bin, dump it, and then take it back right away.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even been an hour, and they don't remember how to get back to where they were.
Good.
It's
good.
It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but in the past, 2 months, I've trained 8 people.
And how many stayed?
2.
Oh, good.
2 have stayed, yeah. And I need more. I need more to actually stay. So there is a chance for a possible job promotion for me, but I have to train my replacement before I can leave.
Yeah, you were talking about that promotional possibility,
So
getting you in the office instead of in the truck.
And that was 2.5 months ago, and it was supposed to be within the next 4 weeks, 2.5 months ago.
So you need to get Steven Eider over here to.
Yeah, that's why my tweet to him was not a joke.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been interesting. I had a guy that I just trained. Again, been driving for 30 years, and I swear the guy didn't know how to drive. And
drive truck,
not
but
just
drive.
Drive in general, or even maybe he knows how to drive a truck, or he knows how to drive a car, but not a truck. He was driving the truck like a car, which I don't know about. If you have a heavy vehicle, you cannot drive a truck the same way you drive a car.
Yeah.
The scariest moment was, by the way, I don't train people on how to drive. I'm training them how to pick up bins. If you don't know how to drive, that's a different story. And I should have stepped in a little bit sooner, but this was somebody who knew someone in the office.
Okay.
So I was giving a little bit more of a...
So you don't want to step on toes.
No, not before I get there. Because normally it's within 2 to 3 days, if you're not getting it, cut, you're out. It's not that hard of a job.
Well, now I'm curious of that ratio of 8 to 2. How many of them were cut versus how many quit on their own?
More would have stayed, but some of them left for better jobs.
That's what I figured, because that's a lot of that's going around.
In that case, I had 5 people stay, but 3 of them have since left.
So they weren't kicked out on your on your word, it
No.
was them choosing to leave.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of that too.
So,
Apparently, it's a good time to get a new job.
it is. It's definitely an employee market. Anyways, we were driving and we had a small bin. I know this is like super like in the weeds and most people don't care about this, but
Yeah.
a small bin and it's for concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete
so it's small
which means
because it's heavy.
Exactly. You don't want to give a big bin for concrete or no one can pick it up. So, obviously, with that much weight, you have to drive slower. You have to. I realize I'm explaining things to you. You know this, but I'm explaining for the
fine.
audience.
Yeah, yeah.
The audience.
Pretend I'm stupid to explain to the audience. That's
I don't
totally
have to
fine.
pretend too hard.
Ow. Get out of my house. It's over.
God,
Finish this podcast on my own.
finally, I've convinced him. Yeah, with more weight, you have to, brake sooner. You have to take corners slower. You have to, anticipate your moves a lot sooner or earlier. So we took a corner through this thing, and I swear this guy thought he was in NASCAR. The way he took this corner, I felt the back tire lift off as we were taking this turn. I thought we were either rolling the truck or driving into the light or whatever telephone pole that was
Yeah.
there, or going into the ditch beside it, like one or the other. I have no idea how he managed to save it, and I should have cut him right there, but I was like, I'm not going to say anything. It's a mistake. I don't know. Maybe he's just like wasn't thinking.
Out of practice.
We all have their moments. It's fine. Like I've had new trainees like run red lights with me in the truck, and it's just like maybe it's just nerves. Like I usually don't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. You shouldn't do it. I make a comment saying, make sure, pay attention, please, or something like that. Like, but maybe I got to be more, on the ball about it. Hey, you break traffic laws.
You need a dash cam so you can prove it, and then you don't need to worry about
Yeah.
feeling bad.
So, anyways, I had 4 days with him, and he was still learning stuff that I had taught him on day one.
Mm-hmm.
He came in for day 5. Like, kudos to him. He came in for day 5, but we had a chat in the morning. I'm just like, listen, man, I don't think you got this. Which is hard for me to say. Like, this is like a 60-year-old guy, and I'm telling him, no, it's not going to happen. So, and said I broke it to him lightly. I was kind of like, hey, so the office, quote unquote, the office is saying we need to go faster, and that you need to prove to me.
But not around corners.
Well, it's not his driving fast was not the issue. It's the procedure. Like you should have a bin either down or up on the truck in less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like I can do it in 2, and it's taken this guy between 10 and 15 per bin. So 3 times what you should be doing if you're not even good at it. So yeah, it's we had some pretty rough moments, and I had times where I just sit there shaking my head like, come on, I don't understand, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But so anyways, back to square one. Still need 2 more drivers, hopefully. Maybe I'll get
And no one who's there to leave.
Yes, no one to leave, please. So we'll see how it goes.
So
Anyways,
for a job.
Happy Canada Day.
Oh yeah, today will be Canada Day when this comes out.
I was hoping to stump you with that one. That
Oh.
didn't work out.
Yeah, the first is what made me remember. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're
For
still
the Americans, our Canada Day is July 1st.
Yes. And happy America Day to you if you listen to this on July 4th.
Yeah, right? Happy 4th, as they say.
May the 4th be with you? Is that?
No, that's
Oh,
May.
that's
4th.
May. Yeah. Okay.
That already passed. Now you're the one who's a few months behind.
July
Not
the
just
4th
me,
be with
miss.
you. Fine.
There
July
you
the
go.
4th be with you. Jeez. Semantics. So, how was your June? What'd you do? June was a busy month, so
I can't even remember what I did. I did just point out to you upstairs one of the things I did,
yes.
which was we bought a gazebo for the back deck and I installed it, built it, installed it. It was from a kit from Lowe's. It was an ordeal. So we found this gazebo at Lowe's when we were there doing something else one time. It's one that slants only one way away from the house, and it's meant to be attached to or beside the house. It's 12 feet by 10 feet. And we saw it, and it was it was $200 off, which the regular price is $1,700, I think.
Yeah.
So 17 or 17.99, I can't remember. But it was $200 off, and we're like, oh, maybe we should get it because we just happened to be there, and it was the last day of the sale, and you know how things work. You're like, oh, panic buy because so we were like, never mind, we're not doing that today. Little did we know it wouldn't have fit in the car anyway, but or not with the kids. But we didn't get it that day. We just thought we'll watch for a sale again. And waited a bit, and that gives us time to build up more money in the savings account, and why not? So my wife noticed it was on sale again, like this is like 3 months from when we first saw it or something, maybe even more, and it was on sale for $350 off.
Oh, even better.
So even better, it was worth waiting, great. So we were out of town, we went to get it, or we went when we noticed it, and then we were in town but busy the one night, so I went to go pick it up the next morning. I remember I was going to go get it that night and noticed that our store was out of stock, even though they had 5 the day before and 8 before the day before that.
Oh,
so I'm like, that's weird. So then I checked the Kitchener store or one of the Kitchener stores, and they were fine. They said they had 9 on the website. So I went to go there to go get it the day we were finally going to get it, which was a Friday night, I think. Thursday night? I don't remember. Anyway, go get it, go to the store, go to the front and say, I want to buy this. They said, how many do we have? I said, it says you have 9. They checked the computer. Yeah, we have 7 or 9. I think there was 2 that were reserved for somebody else. Well, I don't know why the website doesn't remove those. It's just stupid.
The website can take, quote unquote, up to 24 hours to update itself.
Yeah,
that kind of
even though
junk,
it can be immediate in the database.
Yeah.
That's minor details, right? So I just paid up front for one because I'm like, whatever, you have freaking 7 of them. I can get one for sure. So then they say, now go over to the seasonal department and go talk to someone to get it for you.
Yeah.
So I go over there. There's a guy standing there. He's got a cane. He's chatting it up with this other guy who's looking at the exact same gazebo. But this guy is clearly like a looky-loo. He's not really actually going to buy it today. He's kind of just chatting it up, and they
the tire
were
kicker.
chummy as if they already knew each other. Like, this guy comes here often.
Okay.
So, and the guy working there clearly liked to chat. And so eventually, after them talking about it for like 5 minutes and me waiting for my turn to talk, like they had already walked from one section of the store across all the gazebos to the one that I bought to be like chatting it up about that one. And I said, actually, this is the one I literally just bought. I'm literally here to get you to get one for me. But I recommend getting this one because it was a good size and it slants away from the house and the panels slide so you can tuck it out of the way for winter or open it up for more sun or whatever the case may be. And it was all steel and there was something else. Oh yeah, the top of it was corrugated plastic, so it's not going to like break after a year like those tarp ones all do because no one takes them down.
Yeah.
So all these things, and he's like, oh, that sounds cool. I like one. Let's see how big it is, if it'll fit in my truck or not. So he came with me with the other guy to go find one, and in the seasonal section they had 2 which have tags on them because they're reserved for somebody. So the other guy shows up that works there and says he's like starts looking for it too, can't find it there. The guy that was helping me originally is like, I'm going home in half an hour, so I'll go to the other side of the store in the receiving section and see if they're already there. He goes over, the other guy waits with me and then goes over as well because the guy didn't call him or whatever. So he comes back then like 20 minutes or more later and says to me and this other guy that's still waiting with me because he wants to see.
Yeah.
And then so he says we can't find them there either.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know where these 7 are, or if it's even 7, or what's going on. So his last hope was to go to the lumber area because lumber area has a lot of storage space, even though it's like outside or like just roof covered. So we go to there, and right in the path to it, there's 2 of these boxes, and the box is massive. You saw those frames upstairs.
I saw the frames upstairs. Yeah.
It's like it's 6 feet long.
It looks like a bed frame.
4 feet wide, or something. It
looks like a bed frame. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was 4 boxes inside of the big box, which I noticed on YouTube. I watched a video guy had, and I saw the 3 of the boxes, but it's a big box, 2 small boxes, and 1 big box on top. And so it comes on a skid with a box covering all these boxes. And the younger guy who had taken over helping me was like, we'll pull that top box off and we'll loaded in your car. So I pulled up my wife's Highlander, which had the seats folded down and everything cleared out, like no car seat for the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And they brought the forklift up to the back and pulled the top box off, and we slid one box in, then lifted the forklift, slid the next box to two boxes
top,
over, then lifted up and slid the last box on, and it just fit. I brought straps because I was anticipating leaving the door open or something.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
So I strapped them in so they didn't move. There's good tie-down pegs in the back of the Highlander. And then I used the other strap to tie the door closed. And then from the Kitchener store, which is the one in, I always forget the name, Laurentian Plaza.
Okay, right.
Which
By
is
Crazy
EB
Bins.
Games, Crazy Bins, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. So from there, I took all like side roads or side streets, like not major streets basically to come home, except for down, oh my God, why can't I think of the street? Doesn't matter.
Okay, no
Doesn't
one
matter.
listening knows
Yeah,
what the street
right?
is, so.
I'm trying to tell you, and now I can't even remember the name of the damn
okay.
street. Westmount. So I took Westmount most of the way up. And it's because it's a slower speed on that road.
Yeah.
And anyway, get it home, no issues.
Now you gotta unload it.
Now I gotta unload it. And where do I put it?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put it on the deck as I'm trying to build it, because it'll be in the way.
Yeah.
So I unload the boxes into the living room. And they just fit one box beside the other. And then the two smaller boxes, I just amalgamated parts into the other ones and unbagged. Every part had an individual bag on it. I guess they do that instead of foam so they don't scratch.
Yeah.
Every single piece had a bag on it. So 2 garbage bags full of freaking bags
Jeez.
later. And then cardboard boxes. I cut up the small cardboard boxes to get them out of the way so I can start finding the parts. Open up the manual, start looking. It says grab A1, A2, A3, A4. Look at my box. I got A1. I got A3.
Uh-oh.
I have a second A1 and a second A3.
Oh, you got 2 of the same boxes?
I got 2 of the small boxes.
Oh.
The same. Yeah. Yeah. So I continued trying to build, thinking maybe these ones are reversible and it's fine. But the next part I went on to that night had the exact same problem.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It was like B1, B2, B3, B4, and I only had B3 and B4. Or B1 and B3. I forget.
Something,
It doesn't
whatever,
matter. Either way, I only had 2 of them. So I think the next day I called the company because the phone number's in the manual and stuff. Like, here, call this number if you're missing parts, right?
Yeah.
So I call the number, and the customer support guy is helpful, but says like, let me know all the parts you're missing so I can put together an order basically and figure out when you can get them. So I said, I'll call you back then. He gives me a reference number and I go through the manual on the part that lists all the parts you're supposed to have, and I literally pull everything out to try and figure out which ones are missing, because it's not easy to be like, which box had what things.
Yeah, and
they
put it
don't
all
tell
back
you that
together.
stuff.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
give you a list of everything there should be and how many of each. So I had to count them all up
Jeez.
and figure out what's missing. So on the manual I wrote how many I had of each and an X if I had none. And I could easily see that I had double of this, double of this, double of this, none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. So then I called back, got a different guy. He was not as nice and a little more rude and like standoffish and just like, oh, well, we only supply parts if you have 10 or less missing. You're missing 11.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
okay.
come
One of the
on,
stickers,
man.
come
Like,
on.
Screw off. Yeah.
That's annoying.
So he's like, your options are we try and put this order through anyway. They might reject it on the other department that does the fulfilling, or they may not have the parts in stock. And then he wasn't sure even of the gazebo part number. He had the part number for the same thing but in a different color. I'm like, I don't want to get the parts in a different color and have half my gazebo black and half of it brown. Like, what are you doing? So anyway, I'm like, well, let me at least call the store and find out if they have, if what they'll do about this, right? So I called the store, got to the right department, and got a guy who was right away like, yeah, we've had parts missing from these before. It's not a big deal. We have one here that's already parts that you can just pull from. And if it's missing the ones you need, we can just do a return and rebuy with another one, which they literally call a re and re.
A re and re.
Yeah.
Okay. Industry terms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I learned something. So I packed, he said, bring all the parts you don't need or whatever. So I packed up all the parts that I didn't need, triple, quadruple checked that those are the ones I didn't need, put them in the back of the car, headed to the store, went to the customer service and told them what's going on and who I was talking to, because I got the guy's name when I was on the phone with him.
That was good.
And they said, let's just get him and he'll find the parts and decide what the best thing to do is, whether we have to do a return or not. So he took my list that I'd written back to the back, and he was literally gone for over half an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then he comes back, thankfully, saying, I've got all the parts but one from our spare one. We need to open one, so we need to do a return and rebuy thing. And so he did that. They did that at the customer service, and he went back to the back. And another 10, 20 minutes later, he finally comes with a cart with all the parts I needed on it. And he's like, double check, feel free. Like, yeah, everything's good. And he's like, and you know what? Keep those extra parts, because you might find one of the ones you have is damaged. So just don't worry about giving them to us. Just keep them. So I went home. I think I started assembling that night, but then didn't really finish because it wasn't enough time, I think.
Yeah.
And then the next day, while I was working, I basically assembled it working from home.
Working from home. Yeah.
I got more work done than the rest of my team did anyway. So, so I got the most of it assembled from like 10:30 till 2:30.
That's not bad.
It says it takes 60 to 90 minutes for 4 people.
Okay. So times 4.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So anyway, I just used a ladder to the parts where it says like someone holds this, someone holds this side, someone holds this side. I either hooked it on itself or set it on a ladder and then lifted the other end up.
Yeah.
And then put one bolt in and then go to the other side, put the other bolt in and then tighten up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
I'm not going to get help, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Worst case, I would have used tape or a strap if that didn't work. But,
yeah.
Putting it up wasn't bad at all. It was easy enough.
That's good.
Instructions were not bad once you have the right parts.
Of course, yeah. Having the right pool.
There were actually
the right parts and the right tools.
Two separate sets of instructions, and one was bad in one way and the other was bad another way.
So you just cut them in half and put them together? And...
No, like literally hold one and hold the other and look at them. It's like, okay, there's the part I need to put there, but which way does it orient when you put it here?
Yeah.
And you had to look at the other manual to figure that part out. Because one was better as an overview, and the other one was better at which things go in where. It was really bad.
Oh, man. It sounds like a pain.
It was a bit of a pain, but I figured it all out.
Lots
of experience building Lego.
How much does Lowe's charge to assemble it?
I thought they said like $500.
Sounds like that would have been so much worth it.
There's a guy on Facebook. I've been searching gazebos on Facebook for a while because I was thinking of just buying a frame with someone who lost the top because it got wrecked, a canvas top, and putting a wood one on it. My neighbor did that, and I thought that would have been easy enough and good, but the size of the gazebo I needed wasn't common, right, for finding that. Most of them are like 10 feet by 10 feet or less. Yeah. And anyway, so because I've been searching it on Facebook often, there's this guy locally that assembles gazebos, and his ad always comes up.
Oh.
And it always looks like a good gazebo. You click on it, and he just says gazebo assembly. Yeah. But I don't know what he charges either.
That's a good side gig, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're good at it.
Yeah. Well, he probably is if he can do that.
Well, he's probably familiar with all of them now, right?
He's probably got it down to like 2 hours.
This one's from Lowe's? Boom, done. Yeah. He probably knows them all by now.
Hey, if you're good at something, make money off of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like video games. Selling video games.
Well, I'm not good at video games, so...
buying and selling them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good at that.
No, we just buy and sell from each other now. We don't...
Or I just give you 12 guitars.
There is... You guys can't see it on camera, but the stairs are over here, and there's a Rubbermaid full of...
I need the bin back. That's
full of guitars.
I got to give that back to him. He's the one who gave me some of those guitars. How many is there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 or 12, I think. If I count that right.
12,
quickly.
yeah, 12.
Yeah.
12 guitars. Jeez, I got my work cut out for me. Now, some of these are...
Yeah, I know some of them have like a button that's finicky or something. The ones that I put tape on them that say Will was my friend that gave me the ones to sell.
Yeah.
I just told him they're all not worth it. And then the other ones have tape all the way around that are a bad button.
Okay.
Or an iffy button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and some of them I just never tested because they were like... I don't remember if I didn't test the Xbox ones or if I didn't test the PS3 ones. I don't remember. I think I tested the Xbox ones because I could test them on PC really easily.
Yeah.
Right? I could plug them
You just
into
plug them
Windows
into
and
the
it shows
thing.
up as a game controller. And
Yeah.
you press each button and it shows you whether it works.
Yeah.
Like, I wish every console had that.
It'd be nice.
Switch is very close to being good with that.
Is it?
They have a
Okay.
test screen, but there are... You can't test... Which buttons is it? Can't remember. I think it's like the home because it'll go to home.
Yeah.
Screenshot with screenshot.
Well, then you'll know it's
There's
working.
something else that I thought you couldn't test because it goes back. No, I don't remember. There's a joystick. You do the joystick dead zone one. You can test them in there. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. There was something else that didn't work, but maybe it was clicking the stick works. Anyway, there is the thing.
Fun.
Do the thing. Yeah.
I should probably start. I still have guitars at my house. I haven't.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there, and I'm like, one day.
Yeah.
One day I'll do it.
This might encourage you
Yeah.
or not.
My wife will
It'll
hate.
discourage you
My
more.
wife will hate you. By the way,
That is possible. That is possible. Leave them in your car.
Even when she sees me like coming home from work and I have like one guitar sticking out of my backpack, she's like, "Not another one!" Like, come on. I'm like, hey.
Look, I came back from Derek's with something this time instead of giving him stuff.
Even when I was leaving, I'm just like, what can I give Derek? What can I? I'm gonna have something to throw at him.
Yeah. No, please don't give me things.
No, please, no.
As
Yeah.
long as it's not guitars. I just couldn't be bothered with trying to ship them.
It is a pain. I'm actually running out of boxes.
Well,
so.
as I said, we should go in my garage after this and try and pick out some boxes because I have an abundance of boxes.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
I just want to keep the ones that hold games nicely. Those are the only ones I really care about.
Yeah,
The rest that I've been keeping for far too long. Yeah.
that's fair.
You know what I should have done? Kept all the cardboard from the gazebo, and you could have made your own boxes.
It's true.
You would have been able to make a box for every single one of those, and probably your 6 at home as well.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possibly.
But instead, I cut the cardboard up because
That's
it
okay.
takes up a lot of room.
It takes a lot of room. I don't. It probably wouldn't all fit in my car anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true. I'd deliver it.
I'll strap it to my roof.
Yes.
I did have to do that actually. I strapped. So, sorry, I should back up. What a transition. Do you remember me telling you about the kayak that I found on the side of the road? So, for those who maybe it's first podcast or not, it was actually not too far from here where we are now, kind of that way a little bit more. That's where I found it.
Okay.
So I did. I was doing a bit in that area. I saw it when I went by, and I was like, it looked like people were clearing out their garage,
Okay.
but they were still in their garage, and the kayak was like on the boulevard. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well maybe they're just like someone's coming to pick it up, or not sure. But I'm like, if it's there, if it's still there when I come back around, I'm like, I'm gonna take it. So I did the run. I came back around. It was still there. I'm like, all right, well, fate says it's mine. So they weren't there anymore. So whatever. Pulled up in my. It's not like inconspicuous. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm in this giant 30-foot truck. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So grabbed it, brought it home. That was an ordeal. Anyways, so it had 2 holes on either end of it, on the bow and the stern.
Okay. I knew there was a hole. I didn't know there was 2.
There was 2. One was quite small, about the size of a dime, maybe, really pretty small.
Okay.
And the other one is a bit longer. It was a longer crack, probably about 3 or 4 inches crack, width-wise.
And you know it's a good brand was part of the reason why it was worth.
It's a Pelican, which is kind
Yeah.
of like, it's a decent brand, but it's not
Because
high end.
they're good with with cases, waterproof cases. So I
Yeah.
just assumed that their kayaks would also be expensive.
I mean, they're expensive, yeah, but
Okay.
kayaks can go for thousands of dollars.
True,
And this one
yeah,
is like
yeah.
Pelican. I always look at it as like an entry brand for most things. Like you get a Pelican to try it, see if you like it,
Okay.
and then if you really like it, then you go out, you sell that one because it will hold its value. Because everyone's looking for the beginner one, right?
Yeah.
And then you go out and buy the the $2,000-$3,000 kayak if that's what
Okay.
you want. So, anyways, it's fine. So it's a 12-foot kayak, which is already bigger than most kayaks. I think now are like 10 feet.
Yeah.
So this is two feet longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went to. It was missing the drain plug,
Yeah, you said that too.
so I got that from Amazon for $8, I think it was.
Okay.
And then I got some JB water weld
Yep.
for the holes. So I took my soldering iron and I kind of melted the plastic together
Okay.
as best I could,
Yep.
and then I put the JB water weld on. That was last fall. Never managed to test it.
Okay.
So all summer, well, ever since it's been warm,
Yeah.
this year, I'm just like, every weekend, I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then I get up in the morning and it's like, it's cold that morning. So I'm like, well, I don't want to go out in the water when it's cold. So I'll wait maybe tomorrow. And then something happens. It never happens.
Yeah.
It never happens.
Yeah. Life.
Life happens. Yeah. So I forget when it was. It wasn't last weekend. The weekend before, maybe. I can't remember. Anyways, I'm like, you know what? It's nice. It's fine. I'm finally going to go out and test this thing. Now I have to, how am I going to get this kayak to to the water?
Could have lent you the roof rails for the Subaru.
I have roof rails on my Subaru. I just
Okay.
I have a cargo carrier on my
Yes.
a top
Yeah.
box. And that thing is such a
take that
pain.
off.
It's such a pain in the butt to take on and off.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah. So I'm just like, it's on there. It's on there. I'm not getting it off.
Okay. I like mine's not a pain to take off, I think, but I kind of enjoy taking it off.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
The only
Mine-
downside is you have to get inside of it, basically.
That's same with mine. I have to. It's got like windy knobs. Mine.
Yeah,
Is.
windy knobs and then a little flippy flap.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
flip over.
It's annoying. I can't.
Okay.
I have to climb into the box to get it
Okay.
off, and it's
don't-
super annoying. Okay.
My neighbor did laugh at me when I did it last time, though. But I also don't want to take it off because I have nowhere to put it.
Exactly.
I had a spot in my garage where I had built a piece of wood on a hinge from the ceiling
Okay.
that flips down. You put the thing on to these 2x4s going across,
Yep.
and it hook it onto there just like you would the roof rails, and then fold it up.
Okay.
But then everything else in the garage, like shelving, got in the way of where it folds down, and I'm like, screw it. I took the whole flippy thing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just staying in the car now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the same last year, like the year before. Yeah, rails off, box off. It was in the garage, and this winter, my wife was just like, "Are we gonna take that off?" I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah, it's
I
like
got
3 years now mine's been on, I
I
think.
got
Maybe
no
even more.
room. I got no room in the garage for that. So
Yep.
because I have a freaking speaker in there. Thanks, Bill.
You still have the speaker in there?
Stupid speaker.
There's your kayak.
There's the
picture.
kayak there. I did put it on Twitter. Anyway, so I did the hobo. I call it the hobo rails. Pool noodles.
Oh, okay.
Cut it in half, rope through, and then tied it on the inside of the car. Tied the
Yeah.
pool noodles to the roof,
Okay.
and then kayak on top, and then ratchet strap around.
This is not on the
Inside.
Subaru. This is on the
This
other
is on
car.
my. I have a Ford
Ford
Focus. My little Ford
Focus,
Focus.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Then ratchet strap around, and then 2 tie straps in, the two at the bow, going into like the engine bay, onto the and then
Okay.
the back one to
Nice.
the hitch. So it looked funny because this thing is like bigger than
12,
the
yeah,
car.
yeah.
It's
12 feet long. 12 feet long.
and I was just gonna go by myself, but all of a sudden my kids see like, what is dad? Dad's got this thing. What's that on it? I'm like, oh, it's a kayak. Where are you going? They're 5 and 3, right? So, like, where are you going? Oh, I'm gonna go test out the kayak. I want to come. I'm like, I'm gonna be gone for like 30 minutes.
It's a one-person kayak,
It's
right?
a one-person
Yeah.
kayak. I want to come. All right, well, fine. So I'll take one. Of course, one's gonna come. Now the other one wants to come too because they can't be left. They can't do everything together. Well, I can only take one person in the kayak with me. I can't leave the other one on shore alone. So now my wife has to come. So
Yep.
now all 4 of us are piling into the tiny car. I have life jackets for us. We have to bring snacks. Now we have to bring diaper bags. Now we have to bring water for everybody. I'm just like, this is a 30-minute excursion now turned into like 4 hours.
Right? Yeah. I mean, snacks. Everybody needs to go to the bathroom before we leave.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta bring chairs because my wife's gonna sit and read on the dock
Yep.
or the beach or whatever. So it's just like, oh my goodness. So, anyways, long story short, we did get it to the river, to the Grand River, and it's so the kayak's got a cargo area on the back, like
Yeah.
with cargo netting and stuff. So I threw my oldest in there just to see if it would float, and it held fine. So we did a little tour around, then I came back and I brought my littlest in with me. He fit. So it's a 3-man canoe, technically. 1 man and 2 children.
Two child canoe, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Then we went down under the highway because the bridge goes
Okay.
the expressway goes over the Grand.
Yeah.
So,
A few
anyways,
times, right?
Where
Where was this? Bridge
right
Street
there.
or not?
So
No.
over by Freeport. You know where Freeport is?
Yeah, I kind of know.
So
I always forget where it is, but I
Yeah.
know I've been there
you
before.
probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, when you're coming into Kitchener, like if you're coming from Sports World and you're coming up to like King Street,
Okay.
that goes over that bridge. That's the Grand River where you
Okay.
go over. So we went down
Oh,
under
yes,
that.
yes, I remember that spot. Yeah.
This is very you focused and not
Yeah, I know.
everybody
No one
else
else
focused.
cares.
Anyways, we went down and around, and it was pretty good. There's some cool graffiti under there, so
Oh,
nothing bad. That's actually cool.
yeah.
But it was kind of awkward trying to row a kayak, and I have a toddler
Child,
in
yeah.
my lap, and
Yeah.
I gotta
Try not to
reach
hit him
out
with the
like
pole.
this.
Yeah.
Or like you pick it up too high, and then water drips off, and he's like, "Dad, you're getting you wet." And all that. Yeah, it's just
And you shouldn't have came.
yeah. Shut up.
Right? You think this is easy?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it works. I spent all of,
And then,
$20 to repair it.
yeah.
By the way, the people who had it before were repairing it with, they had tried to repair it,
Okay.
and they probably given up, and that's why they were throwing it out. Do you want to take a guess at what the repair was?
Duct tape?
Pretty close. Pretty close. Rubber cement first, and then duct tape on top.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So it didn't work?
No. None of that is waterproof. None of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could have just gone to like Home Hardware or whatever and just got like, get that Flex Seal, right?
Yeah, it
And
would've
just
been better than-
throw a piece of Flex Seal tape on there, and it would have been better than what they tried to do. It was absolutely stupid. So,
I was trying to remember something else that I sold.
and then I went to Canadian Tire and bought a paddle. So I mean, for all of what I spend, $50 on the paddle and $20 on the repair, maybe
Okay.
$70 for a kayak.
Yeah.
Pretty.
You're going to keep it or you're going to sell it?
Oh, I'm keeping it. Yeah.
Okay. I figured you were going to say you don't have room for it. Isn't that what you told me last time?
I don't have, but I can stand it up, and thankfully my garage is high enough that I
Okay.
can. It will actually stand up in the garage.
And
So-
your wife hasn't complained about that yet?
Oh, absolutely, she's complained about it, but
She knows you plan to keep it, or she thought you were going to sell it?
no, she knows I'm going to keep it, because she'll actually use that one too.
Okay.
Even if like, I think I'm the one in love with the rubber dinghy. I don't think she's super in love with the dinghy.
okay.
The dinghy takes up less room, but it's a lot more work to get up and running
Yeah.
because you got to get everything there, and then
Less work to get there. Because the
It's the
kayak,
same-
you need to load it up on
it's
the top.
it's the same amount of work because I have a wooden floor that I have to bring with me.
That's true. I forgot about the wooden floor. But why do you have the wooden floor?
Because the rubber dinghy is not sturdy, so if you hit any waves or anything like that, like
Yeah.
the whole boat is flexing like this,
Yeah.
which is fine for the most part, but like it's an inefficient use of power when you have a motor on the back, because if you're giving it power, then
okay.
you're losing that to the flex of the boat.
Okay.
So you actually get more power out of it with
I
a
forgot about your chunk of wood.
so
The wood, like, you need to mount the motor on something. That makes sense to have wood back there.
Well, I have a
It's
motor mount for that.
It does have a motor mount?
Yeah.
Okay.
so it's
Because I was looking at getting a dinghy as well.
yeah, I know you were.
I've been looking. Canadian Tire has really good sales on, like, the two-seater that really is a one-seater.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like one man.
Well,
And
Josh could ride with the other guys in his, and I just get my own.
why don't you want to ride with us? I don't understand this.
Because I want to do it, you know? I used to canoe all the time, right?
Oh, okay.
And, like,
Well, we're not canoeing.
I know.
We got a motor for this.
yeah. I don't have a motor. But I did
And
look
those
at
won't
I
have
did
motor.
look at a motor, too.
Those won't have motor mounts on them.
Some of them do, but not the cheap
two-man
ones.
ones don't, yeah.
But I've seen ones on Facebook Marketplace that do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's one for 150.
I think that's the same one that I have.
It doesn't look
I
the
saw
same.
that one.
It's a different color.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't.
I saw one that
I've
was-
looked at a lot of them. And I would have bought that one already, but it was either in New Hamburg or Cambridge. I'm like, 20-minute drive. That's too far. That's too far. I don't need to get it that bad.
I can just let you drive the boat if you really want to. That doesn't really matter to me.
This one's 200. I can't remember. It had the motor. Yeah, that one has the motor mount.
What is it? The Excursion 4, probably.
I can't remember where they.
So
they
I have the
say it.
I have the Excursion 5. Yeah, it's
this
the
is
4.
the 4,
I have the Excursion 5.
Okay.
So
Yeah, with the motor mount.
With the motor
And
mount.
that's 200 they're asking. They just dropped it. Again, this is great podcasting.
yeah,
This one looked decent. It has a motor mount as well. 300 though. That's too much for me. I'm not buying that much.
yeah,
And then finding a motor is another thing altogether, right?
yeah. So you're looking at a couple $100 for the
The
trolling motor
plus the battery.
plus another 120 minimum for the battery. So
I do have random 12-volt batteries like ones for the stupid electric cars.
Yeah.
But I have like 4 of them.
Yeah. So
I could hook them
run
all
them in
together.
series or whatever.
In parallel,
Parallel.
not series.
Yeah,
Series
not
would be
series.
bad.
Yeah.
Although there was
go really fast,
was a
though.
48 volt motor.
You go real fast.
There was a Greenworks 48 volt motor for 150 on 139 on Amazon, I think, or
Oh, okay.
Tire. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
There.
Well, so yeah, the kayak is just an easy.
My parents also have a paddle boat that I could also
Oh.
just bring instead.
There you go.
It is fun. I just haven't used theirs in years.
That's a lot of work. Though.
It's a lot of work to get it here. Yeah.
That's a lot of work. Okay, I know we're talking about plans, but if we did that Brantford Oxbow,
Yeah.
that's 2.5 hours canoeing.
Yeah.
Do you want to pedal a paddle boat for? Going to be longer than that because canoes are faster than paddle boats.
I'm assuming the river takes you too.
To a point, yes, but
But you gotta control it if you're gonna be like
Yeah.
inside or
Yeah.
rapids. I didn't know if there's any rapids at all.
I don't think
Grand River-
Brantford doesn't. The one in because it's still the Grand in Brantford.
Yeah.
But I think at that point it's all deep enough because I was just going to put the trolling motor on. You can put it on 2 and just let it. It'll just take us the whole way basically.
Gotcha.
So, and we can just sit back and relax. You can drive the boat. It's fine.
Well, I wasn't even sure if your boat was gonna handle us plus cooler or whatever.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay. Okay.
It'll be fine.
I didn't know which one you had.
My little boat, not so much. So I have a Seahawk 500
Yeah.
and Excursion 5.
Okay.
So the Excursion 5 has two bench seats, one on either end for
Yeah.
2 people, and then a bench in the middle.
Okay.
So you can, whatever. There's lots of room. So, and then with the floor in it, it actually increases your weight capacity because you're not going to fold anything in half.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Got it.
in my opinion,
We're all not small guys, is why I was.
We'll be all right.
I didn't know you had the 5.
Yeah.
Right, or even a 500. Right.
So
Which I'm assuming both mean the 5-person basically.
the 500 is like a 2 adult and like 2 kids max.
Okay.
So I did that. That was the first one I took with the kids, my wife and kids. We did that. We were in that one for.
There.
That doesn't. Is that a Seahawk? That's
I don't
not
remember which
that's
one
not
it is. Okay.
Yeah, I have the Seahawk 500, which is an older model. I don't think they make them anymore. Now
Okay.
they're like Seahawk 3, Seahawk 2, 3, and 4 now. So,
Okay.
anyways.
So I was looking through my photos trying to remember what else I did, and a while ago I had picked up a Chromecast audio with a regular Chromecast. I think for $10 for both.
Well, that's not bad.
No, 25 for both. I
Still
think,
not
maybe.
bad.
Anyway, so the Chromecast audio, I'm like, I don't need it, but I know they're desirable
Yeah.
because Google was sued by Sonos because Sonos owns the patent for
Oh.
casting audio.
Interesting.
So Google lost and had to pay Sonos and stop selling Chromecast audio. So Chromecast audios are hard to find because there's only so many out there.
Yeah.
So I sold this thing for $75.
That's not bad.
And the guy drove from Hamilton.
Oh, wow.
It was actually, I think I listed it for 80 and they got here and like said, "Would you take 25?" I'm like, I hate when people do that, but
No,
I was
drive
like,
back
whatever.
to.
Yeah, exactly. Leave. That's what I should have done. But I just usually say yes because I'm just happy to sell it at that point.
Yeah. Did you find it locally or did you find it thrifting?
Found it locally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been watching for one at Thrift because I want to hook up my receiver up to whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to spend very little on it.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. You can get the knockoff ones on Amazon too.
Yeah, it's true. I guess I could do that.
Yeah,
Why aren't they getting sued by Sonos?
exactly. They probably should be. Did I say we also bought a new fridge? I think I was
You
talking
either
about buying,
you either said on the
looking for one.
podcast or after
I
we
just finished
it.
listening to the podcast today, so I should know. But I'm pretty sure I said we were looking at getting a new fridge. So anyway, we got a new fridge.
Okay.
Samsung.
I think it was showing
the
up
French
like
door thing.
the next day when we talked about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it arrived with the ice maker detached on the
Oh,
inside.
lovely.
I just
Glue it back
wiggled it around, and no, it was just hooked. It just came unhooked,
Oh, okay.
like in transit probably. It was just a problem of getting the drawer open to get that back in place because the drawer was getting caught on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just a silly little thing. But other than that, it was good. We put the old fridge in the garage now, which is nice to have more storage space for food and freezer stuff.
Yeah. Is it still leaking?
It was
It was like through the seal or whatever.
Yeah, so it was the front of the freezer door
Yeah.
always gets moisture in it, and then ice builds up inside there.
Yeah.
So I thawed that out. I sent a picture to Kevin because he was talking about fixing his washer dryer.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, I'm thawing out a fridge. So I pulled the door apart and took all the chunks of ice out and let it thaw out in the garage.
Okay.
And once I do that, it's fine for another like 2 years.
Oh, okay.
I've already done it like once or twice, and we've been in the house 10 years. So.
Okay.
Or 11, 12 years? I don't know. Either way, there's the photos of it like thawing out in the garage. But once I do that, it's fine. And then the day I was doing that, my garage door broke, which I did mention on the call. Or on our last podcast. So I fixed the garage door opener as well, like 2 days after the fridge stuff. And then within a few days after that, the people finally showed up to fix my window well.
I was going to ask about your window well because we hadn't heard about it last.
So it's finally fixed.
Okay, good.
They came and dug it up, excavated, fixed all the drainage, fixed the thing. It was not cheap, but not really anything more than I expected it to be. And they did a really good job. They laid down plywood on the drive or on the lawn and then drove over it with the excavator.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Other than they took forever because of COVID. They had people out sick with COVID, and then rain days would make them have to cancel stuff and push back dates. So it was just hugely delayed. But then when they were here, it was done in one day, and the guys even said they would do the window well at the front of the house. So this is the one they did, the one further ahead.
Yeah.
They also cleaned the gravel out, removed all the dirt that was in there that shouldn't be, and put in new gravel. So
Okay.
like, we're here anyway, we'll just do it for
might as well
free.
do it,
Just
yeah.
don't tell the office we did it, is what he said. Which I don't know if that's just a thing, but I was ready to say, there's one on the other side of the house. You want to do this one too?
Don't push your luck, man.
So I didn't. Okay, so the garage door, I ordered the parts, and then I finished fixing that after the window well was done.
Okay.
Because I have the pictures here on my phone of like the gears destroyed, and me taking pictures to remember how things go back together.
Yeah.
Do that. Don't take things apart blindly. Take pictures. I also upgraded my subwoofer system in my car.
Why didn't you take mine? I got giants on their home.
Because they're the wrong impedance. I don't want those things.
Screw you, Bill.
You can't blame him. You haven't even posted them for sale, have you?
I have. They're
have?
up.
Okay.
I've already reduced the price twice, and
my
I
God.
got some really like lowball offers. By the way, another point of
Does show
contention with my
interest,
wife.
though.
One guy keeps giving me the same lowball offer over and over
Oh,
and
good.
over again. I finally blocked him because I got tired of it.
How
If
low?
my wife hears this, she's gonna be mad because she already heard. I told my father-in-law. He's like, "Any interest in the speaker?" I said, "No, a couple lowball offers." And my wife was just like, "You take any offer that you get for that thing." I was
She
like,
wants it gone.
She wants it gone. She is not
Yeah.
happy about that in there. So, it was like less than half of what I had it listed for.
Okay.
So I was like, I could just to get the space, but I know it's worth more than that. And
Yeah.
so we'll see. I've lowered the price. We'll see if there's any
Yeah.
movement on it.
Yeah.
It's coming around to that time of year
Where did you post it?
Facebook.
You drank a GG too.
I should, yeah.
Might as well. You
might as
got
well.
all the pictures. You got the description written.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So yeah, I upgraded the speakers in my car. I had one subwoofer, and then I found a guy. I was looking for a second one the same. Although I think the one that I have has already been repaired.
Okay.
I got a really good price on it, and I see that guy posting things often enough. I think he might be like a reseller of stereo stuff.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it might be a little wore out, and I can see on it, it looks like it might have been glued. Either someone took the front, like there's a foam that goes around the front, or a plastic bezel that goes around there.
Yeah.
And it looks like someone definitely removed that, and sometimes that's if you're repairing it, to cut it all out and replace the coil inside.
Okay.
So maybe that's been done before. And when I'm using it and I'm really cranking it up, I can smell burning wire,
Oh, lovely.
which means it needs to be done again.
Yeah.
So I was like looking for either another one, which I wasn't a great idea to just replace, just to put one in, but I wanted to. So I already had 2 boxes for them. The one that mine was in and another box that I got really cheap. So I found a guy it looked like Brantford, but it was actually St. George.
Okay, yeah.
So I drove there to go check them out, and he had
And
these
you think
2.
20 minutes is too far for a dinghy?
Well, because I got to talk my wife into the dinghy too. The speakers, I'm like, no, I'm doing it. I don't care. I've been wanting these speakers since I was like 16 years old, and I already got one. Now I need another one or 2 matching ones. So anyway, he had 2 of them, brand new, and these things sell like brand new for like 650 each, and he had the 2 of them for 500 total,
Yeah.
and they were never used. Not in a box,
Yeah.
but I already have 2 boxes. So I already have 2 amplifiers as well.
Yeah.
So I wired them up each to their own amplifier. I already have a capacitor for the amplifiers. So I wired that all up, but it's all in the back of my car right now. I put the amplifier and the capacitor all on a board and wired up with a splitter and everything like that. And then the 2 speakers are in the back. But I have the speakers standing up straight because they don't fit lying down. So I need to figure out what else to do with them. They do have like an angle in the back. It'd be kind of cool to put them back to back, like pointed diagonally up or something weird. But I'll do something eventually. Also, my Subaru, in the back of the Forester, the floor is like a thin metal board thing.
I don't think it's even metal, is it?
There is metal in it because mine rusted.
Okay.
Because my wife would always put the kid's stroller on top, even though we had like that plastic cupped
Floor protector.
floor protector like mat essentially. Water still got around that and salt from like parking lots and stuff and the road. So the salt and the water ate away at the metal and it's like all rusted and floppy now. So with those 2 speakers on it, it wants to curve in on the middle. So I need to do something. I'm thinking of just going to a scrapyard and grab a new one out of a Forester.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like
because I think
bucks or something.
I don't know if mine has metal in it. I think it's just like wood or board or it doesn't.
Yours is a newer one.
It's a newer one,
so it's possible they changed it, but
yeah.
I need to go try and find one because mine's screwed. Mine's very.
Just put some wood under it. It'll be fine.
I could do that too, but wood probably costs more than getting the proper floor.
I got sheets of wood at home. Come and grab one.
Maybe.
I went with my father-in-law. Like this was months ago at this point. There was a construction site that was finishing up, like their thing, and they were literally had sheets of plywood just in a bin. They're like, yeah, we're not using them. Oh my god. And the site super is there, and I'm friendly with him, and I'm like, I'll be back later for those. He's like, okay, no worries. He's like, you know how to get in. I'm like, yep.
Nice.
So I went with my father-in-law with his truck, and we just I think I pulled like 16 sheets of plywood, like 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch.
God.
So I'll just in my
It's like $45 each.
At least. They were like, at that time they'd come down a little bit, but like the last sheet of 3/4 inch plywood that my father-in-law bought, he bought for $75 a sheet.
Oh my god.
So
now these are high.
That's where prices are high. I think they're down to like 60-ish now, or they were, but still, that's a lot.
Yeah, because I think when I bought mine for the playground, I thought it was 45. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but
it depends.
Matter. Doesn't matter.
No, they're a little bit dirty, so you got to sand them up a little bit, but
go for it.
Saves you some time.
I also went for a bike ride.
Whoa, this is big news.
And my helmet is so old that the foam
I know what you're gonna
has
say.
started deteriorating and powdery.
Yeah.
Like terrible. Like the helmet is from when I first bought my bike, which is, well, not when I first bought it, because I bought it, rode it, stopped riding it for like 2 years, met my wife, started off-roading, and then my wife and we went and got her one, and I bought a new helmet at that time. So that was when we were probably still dating.
Yeah.
That's like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
The helmet was good other than the padding, and everything else seems fine. So anyway, I bought a new helmet, bought new gloves, and I'd start biking again, but it was too damn hot yesterday. I was going to go. What else? I've done garage sales a couple times lately, but nothing really great. Oh, I did get, that reminds me, I got a computer chair on the side of the road on the garage sales of my neighborhood.
Okay.
Is the part that attaches the back to the bottom of the chair, the metal broke.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my computer chair over there that I have a computer chair desk that I built myself.
Yeah.
And the chair on there is from a 1998 Oldsmobile Allura or Allure, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that thing's got like rips in the chair. It was a
Okay.
passenger seat. It's seen better days.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm getting my brother to help me replace that chair with this computer chair that we got.
Okay.
And I got on the side of the road for free. I just need to make a bracket that holds the top to the bottom, and then something to mount it to this frame that I have here.
Yeah. You don't want to put another car seat in there?
I would, but they're expensive.
Yeah,
To find one
but still.
somewhere, they're just expensive.
Yeah.
Like I got 2 of them for $50 when I bought that.
Yeah.
But my brother had to go pick it up near him in like Durham, not Durham region of Toronto, but Durham the town,
Yeah.
small town, and it was hard to find anything. And they're motorized seats too, which is what I originally planned on doing was powering them. They have a lumbar support, but it uses an air compressor and had
okay, yeah.
motors to do the forward and back and recline and stuff. I never hooked it up
Yeah.
because I'd
That
have to get
sounds
a
like a lot
power
of work.
supply that's strong enough. And
Yeah.
I bought all the switches and relays and just never did. Yeah.
Man.
I'm trying to remember other things that I had done. CJR did a video of how he polishes his discs.
This is what I've been trying to figure out a cheap way to do it without a... Okay, so for reference, we should explain what the video is.
Yeah.
CJR, if anybody doesn't know CJR, he's a huge YouTuber. He lives in our area. And he posted a video, a short, basically,
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah. No, was it on YouTube too?
I
I thought
saw
on
it-
Instagram.
Okay, I saw it on YouTube,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a bench grinder with 2 polishing wheels on it, basically.
Basically, his is actually a polisher.
It is an actual polisher?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's from Princess Auto, if I had
Okay.
to guess, or something equivalent. But it costs like $150 to $170.
Yeah.
I think I still have the listing up from Princess Auto of something very similar or equivalent. Maybe I did close it out, not closed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you want something cheaper, so do I.
I was trying to figure out a way to get like a wire wheel and put it on like a drill.
Yeah, not a wire wheel, but this
Not a wire
polishing
wheel, like a polishing wheel
yeah,
on a drill.
You could definitely do
Yeah.
that. The hard part is you need to hold it still while you're doing the disc.
Yeah.
And I've seen Beat Goes On, they do this to polish their discs.
Yeah.
Instead of buffing or resurfacing their discs, they do this.
Yeah.
And they use the polishing wheel with just a little bit of water and just gently basically melt the plastic to cover up all the holes or scratches.
Yeah.
And it works really well for them. That's all they do. They don't have a resurfacer at all.
I like that method more than resurfacing.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it takes getting used to and being very careful.
Yeah.
But the other thing I noticed is his his polisher is not a variable speed one. So it's
Yeah.
just one speed on or off. That's it.
Yeah.
But there are variable speed ones which let you be, again, more fine tuning.
Yeah.
So you can be like, oh, like PS2 discs are more sensitive, turn the speed down or something like that.
Something,
is
yeah.
possible. So I wanted to look for a variable speed one. That's where I found the best, or the Princess Auto one for 100 and I think it's on 39 or 159. And
Yeah.
Amazon had some for 179, but I would like to do a variable speed if I did.
still
And
cheaper
none
than
of the bench
resurfacer.
none of the bench grinders are ones that are
No, they're just on or
variable
off.
speed. They're
on or off. Yeah.
which would be okay, and you can get one of those pretty cheap, especially used. But
I have one, and I thought about just getting a wheel for it,
yeah,
and just, I mean, I'll practice. I find DVDs in the garbage all the time, right? Just practice
Yeah.
for a while and figure
the
out.
other thing you can also do is instead of getting a variable speed one, you can get a variable speed knob
Okay, and like change your
for
voltage.
120 volt, and
Yeah.
it just lowers the voltage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have for my. I have a dimmer, like a dimmer switch
Yep.
for my lights behind my desk when I'm
Okay.
streaming,
Yep.
and that's what I use, and it just changes the
And it's a
voltage.
120 volt one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but it's just a 2-prong, so it wouldn't work for the grinder. I don't
Because of
think.
the ground, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you use a cheat to get around it, the thing that removes the ground.
Yeah.
Or you just cut the ground off like my dad used to do.
Yeah. Whatever. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Just don't bring any water near it. You're fine. You're fine.
Fine. So yeah, but it is a cool video, and he's got like a stick of wax. It looks like.
Yeah, they sell polishing wax. I did find that on Amazon as well. But I talked to Beat Goes On when I was just there the other day. Actually, I have your game.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. I should grab that before you leave. Don't let me forget. Anyway, I talked to Beat Goes On just to ask them, like, what do you guys use? And he said just a little water.
Yeah.
That's all they use, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen them spray it, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this would be perfect. So
Yeah, it's just a nice way to fix discs, especially like, I mean, not PS3, not I mean, PS3 you could technically do, but PS3, Wii U, and Blu-rays are all kind of picky, right?
Yeah.
Because they have an extra coating on them. They have a thick, hard plastic coating on them that you'd have to do, which is probably still possible, but again, maybe higher speed would help. But like original Xbox games, even Xbox One,
Yeah.
Wii,
PS2, PS1.
PS2, PS1, Dreamcast, like anything disc-based, you could do.
Yeah.
Even GameCube, because GameCube are difficult to resurface because they're different size disc.
Yeah.
So you need an adapter that lets you do a smaller disc. And my resurfacer, they sell one, but you got to find it.
Yeah.
And it's expensive as hell because they only made so many and their surfaces are discontinued.
You got 3D print it?
You probably could, but it's not just that. I thought it was something to do with the actual disc itself, like the resurfacing sandpaper as well.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember if that was a different size or not. I forget. I think it was.
Yeah, even just a quick buff on the disc would be better than nothing, right? So.
Yeah, my resurfacer, it's just a pain all the resurfaces, as far as I know, they're all kind of a pain. They're not straightforward.
Yeah.
And mine is no different. It's hard to get the right pattern of things to do, even following the instructions or videos online. Everybody disagrees with everybody. Yeah.
You just got to keep working at it and see what works for you, kind of thing.
Oh, I've literally spent 2 hours on a disc and come out with a piece of shit. Like it all scratched to crap. And why is this not working out? And then usually when I'm in that scenario, it turns out I need to change the buffing pad or clean it.
Okay.
Because the buffing pad has something on it that's scratching the crap out of
Something,
this.
yeah.
Pretty much every time. That's what happens.
That's annoying.
Yeah, just a little speck of dirt. So I put it in water and wash it and squeeze it and yeah.
Yeah. Caress it with your thumb.
But I have found alternative liquids for it.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is expensive too.
Yeah.
There's two different liquids. There's like a medium and a high, or polishing and a
it's like buffing
medium or
compounds and
whatever.
whatever. Yeah.
But anyway, I found some plastic compounds you can get off Amazon that work. One's for headlights on cars and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or like car plastics, and the other one was like a heavy duty plastic polishing one, and they basically work the exact same as the other ones. But they're like a third of the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's still not cheap. But
yeah.
I pre-bought a bunch of the main one that I used, but it's in the garage. But it's just a tedious,
just annoying
thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd seen videos of guys using drills and building a jig to actually mount the CD onto the drill.
Yeah.
And then they have like whatever, some super fine like 2,000, 3,000 grit sandpaper, whatever they're using.
Oh.
And then as it's spinning, they're using that to get in there and polish up the disc.
Oh, jeez.
It works, but I'm like, seems a bit sketchy because you're doing
I was even
the
thinking
circular...
the jig with a drill just to hold the drill so you could use a disc so it works like the polishing wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, use a jig to hold the drill, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
3D printed jig.
Get on it. As if you don't have enough projects.
Yeah. Well, and I don't have my 3D printer's old and screwed.
Hodge.
Yeah.
Call Hodge.
Yeah, I went through his video screenshotting to try and figure out what the actual machine was to make sure, because I'm like, he called it just a buffer, I think it was, or polisher.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what they call it, I think, when you check Princess Auto. He being, again, CJR. And from, again, what Beat Goes On says, you don't need that polishing compound, really.
Yeah, it would probably just make things easier.
Yeah.
So.
What else? So, there's guitars and then work pictures. There's the picture of me loading into my car the gazebo boxes, and I strapped it down and strapped it across. What else was new? I took all the scrap metal and gave it to my brother for him to use on projects.
Yep.
I took a picture of one of the projects he built, which again, not great for the podcast listeners, but picture a picnic table
on
wheels with a lawnmower motor, a riding lawnmower motor on it.
Perfect.
So that's what my brother built.
Nice.
The steering wheel is in the top of the picnic table, It looks like someone left the steering wheel sitting on the table,
Okay.
but that's
It
actually
works?
hooked up to the steering.
Awesome.
Yeah, it works great. We went for a ride, and my son is obsessed with it now. He's just like, "Can we go for a ride again on the picnic table?" And my brother's other project, which is a motorized forklift, but he's beefed it up and made it drivable, and he said it can carry 2,500 pounds, which he tested by pulling a tree directly out of the ground. And then the second tree was bigger, and he went to do that and buckled the one support leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My brother likes to have fun projects. It's pretty great.
So you have computer projects, and he has like industrial projects.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And when we combine together, we can make a computer desk for me.
There you go.
Which we did years ago.
You just got to throw a motor on it and drive down while you're working on your computer. See,
yeah, I do want to build a project of some kind, like with a motor on it. I'm like, I need a lawnmower. Like, I need a riding
picnic
machine. Table or I did pick up one of those a pocket bike on the side of the road a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember you saying
and all
that.
it needed was a motor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gave it to him, and now I kind of want to like turn it into an electric one or something like that.
Yeah.
Just some kind of project like that to tinker with and waste more time.
Yeah. I thought about I have a mini bike frame. I've been thinking about like, I have nothing else to go with it. It's just the frame. I have a gas engine for it if I wanted to put it in. The problem is, anything gas, you can't really ride around town.
Yeah, but electric stuff you can't really either.
But
the rules aren't clear.
Yes, but they're more tolerant of electric than they would be of gas.
Yep, it's true.
Even though technically you could have a more powerful electric motor on there.
Yeah, and they wouldn't
even know. Yeah.
Yep.
But
speaking of Beat Goes On, I got a notification just now of something being in stock. Oh, Echo Night Beyond for PS2. Have you even heard of that game?
Nope.
So it's in stock, and they have a really high price on it. I have, in the past, gone through all the most expensive games for game consoles and added it to my Beat Goes On watch list.
Yeah.
And Echo Light... Was it Echo Light Beyond I just said?
I think so, yeah.
Echo... Why is it not there? Oh, ECHO, right?
Yep.
I think I typed ECO for, like, whatever reason. I still don't see it. Echo Night, not Light.
Oh. It should figure that out.
So, on price charting, that game is $311.
Okay.
And Beat Goes On has it for $230.
There you go.
It's in stock in Guelph.
Everything's in Guelph.
Guelph or Hamilton, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. There's a good reselling opportunity. Anybody wants to make like $60 after tax, probably.
Yeah. But still a high...
There's what the game looks like, just in case you're curious.
Okay, I've seen that cover.
In a thrift store?
No, yeah. Well, I look for that. So Age Tech is one of the publishers that I always watch for.
Okay.
So if I had seen that publisher, I would have...
Age Tech, yeah, I've heard of them too. So anyway, that's just a notification that came up right now that's in stock. Don't you wish you had Beat Goes On credit right now?
It's used up now.
Yeah, you need to collect more video games and DVDs and CDs and stuff.
More DVDs and stuff.
CDs and DVDs, yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
I've speaking of bikes, I've really been watching these the Coleman mini bikes.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been.
If you bought one, I might be tempted to buy one.
I've been eyeing one up. I got to sell some more video games, but that's on my watch list. I mean, they're $1,000 from Princess Auto, brand new.
I have $1,192 in my game budget right now.
There you go. Buy me a mini bike.
No. You're supposed to buy one so that it convinces me to buy one.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I gotta save up some.
Because that would be much easier to haul up north than a 4-wheeler would be.
Yeah, you could just throw it on a hitch carrier and take it up. And,
or have a trailer and put 2 of them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really easy. So.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I saw a hitch carrier on Facebook as well for bikes.
Okay, I just have like a cargo hitch carrier.
Okay.
And it would probably fit on that.
This one was made for bikes, so it has like the wheel spot and like supports for the side of it. But it's meant for like a dirt bike, so it might be almost.
And that might
too
actually be
big.
harder, and the wheels will be bigger,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they may not
Yeah.
fit as well.
Yep.
So
But I almost bought one already a couple times.
then we could have our off-road mini bike adventure. We'll
Right?
go from boating to mini
Yeah.
biking, and it'd be great.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. So this past weekend for Father's Day, I told my wife I wanted to take her and the kids to my parents' place, grab my parents' four-wheeler, which is what's considered a side-by-side. It's a six-person four-wheeler, a Kawasaki Mule. And we took it for a drive off-road. Well, we were on road, but gravel roads. And then we
Yeah.
found some roads that were trails, like unmaintained roads.
Yep.
I watched several YouTube videos of these guys in our region, in our area-ish, in a different county beside us, going off-road on these trails. And I found where the trails were by watching the videos, figuring out street signs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then marked it on a map with this is an off-road location, this is an off-road location, like unmaintained roads, basically. The one guy also had a video where he uses dash cam footage and put it on
Okay.
YouTube. But across the bottom, it had the GPS
GPS
coordinates.
coordinates.
So I grabbed a couple of those in his video and put them on the map as well. And then some other guys' videos and just basically made a Google map of all these off-road locations. And then we took the four-wheeler from my parents' place. We were planning on putting it on my parents' trailer, trailing it to Flesherton, and then in Flesherton unloading it and going for a drive because that's where the trails basically are, and being gone for all day. But when we got to my parents' place and started loading on the trailer, actually we stayed overnight and woke up in the morning, tried to load on the trailer, and my dad's trailer, which came from my brother and is meant for snowmobiles, it's a tip trailer.
Yep.
Like it unhooks from the front so you can tip.
Tip it up, drive on.
And then you drive on. But my parents' four-wheeler is, like I said, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's bigger than some cars. And so once we get it on there, the trailer won't tip back down.
Interesting.
So we tried backing it on, thinking the motor's in the back under the rear seat. Maybe that'll get it enough weight for it to tip back down, and it still didn't. I could have probably pulled that part of like the not the tongue of the trailer because that's still stationary.
Yeah.
But the front of the flat part of the trailer down, and then hooked it on. But then I would have had to redo that without my dad there, with my wife.
Yeah.
And she'd have to pull or drive the four-wheeler on. So we didn't bother doing that. We just said, we'll just drive it there.
Yeah.
My parents say they do it all the time. They've driven around that area several times. And it's like an hour and 20 minutes to get there in the four-wheeler. And the
Yeah.
four-wheeler goes 60, 70 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
At most,
That's not
it's
bad.
governed at
Yeah.
70.
You could fix that.
Probably could, but it's like a rev limiter, I think.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just you're revving too high.
Revving too
you need
high,
another
yeah.
gear
You'd
to fix
overheat
it,
it.
really. Or bigger tires would actually do it.
That's true. Change the gearing.
Yeah, or change gearing. But we drove there, and I took basically all gravel roads there, so there was still cool things to look at. I tried to go past like lakes and rivers on the way, so there's cool stuff to look at as well. Lots of nature, lots of animals. Then we found like unmaintained roads, and then one of them was so rough I had to like get out and move a log that was in the way across
great.
the road. Hasn't been driven for a while, but the gravel was like still good, and one was like flooded over. And then we got to the place I was trying to go was actually a water crossing, but when we got to it, it was like a bridge that's supposed to be there, and it says use at own risk.
Of course.
And the road coming in said no exit. But they do that all the time on these unmaintained roads because you can't get all cars across. So they just
Yeah.
say no exit and then set your
It's
own
up to you,
risk.
yeah.
So then but I got to the actual bridge and it says use at own risk. You get to the bridge, it's like a handmade wooden bridge with like 2x4s.
Wow, awesome.
And it's broken. So there's trails going around both sides of this bridge, of this, like the road. People drove off the road on the right hand side, and you can see it was like small four-wheelers went through there
Yeah.
because it's deeper mud. But on the left hand side, it looks like Jeeps and stuff might go through there.
Okay.
It was maybe just wide enough and clear enough. So we went to go down the left hand side to go through, but the water came into the floor.
Yeah.
And my kids and my wife were both wearing blankets. So I'm like, Sean, pull up your blanket. He didn't get it wet. He pulled it up in time. And then my wife's like, if you get stuck in here, I'm gonna be really unhappy with you. I'm like, I don't know how deep the water is. I can see it keeps going down for a little bit more and then it comes up, but I don't know how long.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the time where the air breather was for the motor. And I didn't want to get water
in the engine. Yeah,
I know the water can go in water. The floor can go in water.
Yeah.
It has drain holes. It's meant for this.
Yeah.
But how deep can I go? I wasn't sure. So I didn't go in. We turned around and went back.
Okay.
And that's where it's about time for us to head back anyway.
It's gonna take an hour, however long to get back.
Yeah, maybe 2 hours depending on what we do and where we go. I think at that point we also needed to go get gas, so we stopped for gas. Then drove around this small town, which was Flesherton, and they happened to have this bakery we were going to go to get my wife a coffee, was having an outdoor vendor sale.
Oh, nice.
Where there's just vendors selling tchotchkes and necklaces and
okay,
baked
like a farmer's
goods
market,
and stuff.
basically.
But small and clearly not farmers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was women with their store that they do on weekends and just sell these handmade stuff.
Yeah.
Handmade jewelry and stuff like
The
that.
Etsy
But they
thing,
happen to also have a kids scavenger hunt. They print out a piece of paper and the kids go around and try and find these things on the
Okay,
scavenger
that's
hunt.
cool.
And at the end they get little rockets, which in the States are called Smarties.
Smarties, yeah.
Yeah. And they got those as a reward. So it was a good way to end off this whole off-road trip thing that the kids were enjoying but not loving as much.
Well,
My
just
daughter
sitting
fell
in the
asleep
thing,
twice. Yeah. We stopped for to eat sandwiches on the side of the road, and yeah, my son was getting really excited the one part where we went through a puddle. I mean, he's almost 9 years old. He'll be 9 next week, and he's just like, water, and then I drove through and he's like smiling from ear to ear, and then more water on this
Do
one
it again.
spot. Yeah, he was loving it. He was wishing
he would have been fine if you went through that.
he
that
would have
water
been
crossing,
he would have been in heaven if I had gone through that. Yeah. But the water was also going fast in that water crossing too, and that's where I'm like, sometimes when you go in water and you're driving through it, the pressure of the water actually hitting you can either push you off to the side, or it just makes the water seem deeper because it's pushing against you and building up like a dam.
Yeah.
So that can also make it worse too.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't bring my hip waders because I don't remember where they are in the garage. I had rubber boots, but those were
only so
useless
good,
in that water. I would have just got
Just
soaked.
accept the soak at that point. Do you have a winch on it? So if you got
Yeah, there
stuck-
is a winch.
So you'd be fine.
The winch wasn't attached right then, though. It was in the seat below us.
What are you doing, Derek?
We pulled it off to load it on the trailer because we had to get it closer
Oh,
to the
okay.
front to get it on the trailer, to try
Yeah.
to do it on the trailer, and we never put it back on. Yeah. It's also a hinge that goes in a receiver, right? In the normal hitch
Okay,
receiver.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad then.
No, it's not hard.
But if it's
and
underwater,
wired,
it's-
too, it's a Dean, or not a Dean's connector. What do they call those? Allen connector, like an Allen plug.
Okay.
Like a forklift
Just
battery
stick it in, yeah.
is what it is usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that wouldn't have been hard. And my dad had just greased the receiver
The
hitch
terminals,
too.
or
So it would, no, not the terminals, but the receiver hitch.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
it would have gone in no problem. But either way, we didn't go in that water. Well, I went in the water and it came up to the floor and it started coming in the floor, but I didn't go through it. It was just hard to tell how deep it was anyway. But
Yeah.
I would have not been happy either if we had gotten stuck, because it would have just made the day take longer. And on top of that, we didn't know what for sure was on the other side of this water. I believe there was actually rougher road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. If you get stuck and you get out, then you got to get back across.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I really want to just load up the four-wheeler with wood now and go fix that bridge. That way, if we did have a problem, at least there's a bridge to get across,
That's
to come
true.
back or whatever. But
That's true. Yeah.
let alone the roads were neat, so it'd be neat to pay it forward.
See what's over there.
Pay
yeah.
it back even to
Yeah.
be like, oh, fix the bridge. Who knows what it would take? I didn't go up there to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sign that use it on risk or whatever. I should have taken a picture of that sign, or the bridge for that matter. I actually wish I had done GoPro the whole time, but that's just more footage. For
More
me
footage to
ever
go through. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine having to go through all that footage?
Yeah, it was 5 hours of driving, 147 kilometers, and I did do a GPS tracking the whole way I did it,
Okay.
and saved the map and sent it to my mom, or showed my mom, and she's like, oh, print that out and we'll go drive it too, because we've never been to some of those areas.
Okay.
So she was pretty excited with the idea of that, because they've already driven in that area, but not the exact same things I did.
Yeah.
Because they were coming at it from 4-wheeler trails. They had a map of 4-wheeler trails, and they went to those. They didn't like do what I did and try and find interesting rivers and creeks and stuff like that. I was trying to figure out where the heck the maps are again. Because it's under saved because Google's weird. But yeah, anyway, that was fun. Fun Father's Day.
Yeah, it's an
plans
adventure.
there. And my daughter fell asleep twice in the 4-wheeler on the way.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. She had fun too, though. My son rode in the front, and yeah, little market there was the like tent set up, and
that's small.
yeah, it wasn't real big. Oh, there's my daughter right there.
Perfect. Yeah.
Big smile on her face. So. It was fun.
Cool.
And today on Amazon, I just ordered these body clips for my parents' 4-wheeler.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I'm like, I'm gonna replace those for them. The 4-wheeler's been like they've had it around for 5 years or so, and I could use some loving. Yeah, so I might as well. And they need a rear view mirror as well. My brother built a windshield for it because most 4-wheelers
They don't have, yeah.
well, not 4-wheeler, but side by sides don't even have windshields, or it's like a $2,000 add-on. So my brother literally
Let's get some plexiglass.
he went to a glass place and
Oh, he
got
did?
real glass cut.
Oh,
And
wow.
then he made a mount for a frame for the glass, and then mounts for it. Like, it looks professionally done. Other than the very bottom of it, if you leave the bottom open, then you have air coming in from there,
Yeah.
and you get bugs and stuff as well. So he put plexiglass across the bottom there in
Okay.
the little gap, and that looks a little more amateur. But the frame itself, like he did a really good job framing it,
Yeah.
and then strapping it to the roll bars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks really good.
Cool.
He did a good job. There's the part that doesn't look great because he didn't want it the plexiglass to scratch the hood.
Oh, so he
then
put like a piece of foam
like
in
the
there.
foam across there. Yeah,
That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just getting old. The foam's getting more.
It's off road. It's what do you expect?
Yeah.
You're not there for.
And they added blinkers to the thing too because they didn't have blinkers to begin with. So there's like a wiring kit with a switch for blinkers, which
Okay.
we only use when we're on the road, right? But it was good. And then on the way back from there, we figured we'd stop at K&K.
Okay.
You
Liquidators.
Liquidation
Yep.
place, yeah. And at K&K, they had the NES Lego set.
They did. Okay.
So I said, I'm buying this.
Nice.
My wife's like, okay. It was $249. It's normally $299, I believe, brand new in
Okay.
stores. But as far as I know, it's sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
And it has been since it basically came out,
Yeah.
which I think was almost 2 years ago. I remember Hodge
Something
putting
like
his
that,
picture
yeah.
up for it near the beginning of COVID or maybe the middle of COVID. So anyway, I'm like, we're buying this. And then right in front of that was another Lego set, which was a big 3-story like downtown buildings with like apartments at the top and then like restaurants and stuff at the bottom.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, I really want this because she loves Lego.
Yeah. I can tell by all the Lego sitting over
Yeah,
there.
well, that's mostly me, but yeah, she loves it too. And my son loves it too, but my daughter almost loves it more. And she's like, I want this, and it was the same price, $249.
Yeah.
And I looked both of them up on eBay, and it's like, yeah, these are good prices, and they are. The house or the downtown one was like sealed,
Okay.
and no, sorry, it looked like it may have been opened on one side. It was retaped, and then the NES one was completely sealed and never been opened. So we took them up to the front and just said, like, can we check this to make sure everything's there?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, no problem, but we need you to buy it first and take it
Then
off to
check
the
it.
side to check it, just to know you're serious about it and not just gonna check it and say you don't want it.
Yeah.
Even if it's complete. So, and that makes sense. They probably have people do that all the time, or steal parts, or who knows what.
Yeah.
So, bought it, step off to the side, open it up. I go to eBay and find a sold listing that is in new other condition,
Okay.
which
means
often
the
means
box is
open. Yeah. And someone had taken a picture of all the bags.
Oh, okay.
And I counted the bags and counted ours, and it was the exact same number of bags. I'm like, perfect.
We're good.
Looks great. So, and then we bought it, and we were happy, and it's still being assembled upstairs. The NES one took us like 2 nights to do. It has 2 books that are, what was it, 210 pages for one, and
Oh, wow.
230 pages for the other, or something like that
Jeez.
for it. And then this other one has a 300 and some page manual, but twice as many pieces.
Yikes.
4,000 pieces in this town one. So in one night we finished like almost nothing. But I started after the kids went to bed, I think.
Yeah.
And then the next night I was working on it quite a bit when the kids were helping a bit. My son starts working on it in the morning, but he usually gets distracted or it's like, got to get changed, got to eat breakfast, got to go to the bus, brush your teeth, that kind of stuff. So we still only have the first story done of it. Like the first story of each of the 3 buildings that are in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's upstairs on the kitchen table. So we're just eating around it for days now. But it has like, the bags are numbered, but sometimes it'll be like bag 1 is really 4 bags.
Yeah.
Bag 2, maybe 3, somewhere in there. Well, there's 21 numbers, but each one has like 3 bags or whatever.
Yikes.
It's crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're taking your time though. Like that's what you want out of it, right? Is the time to build it. You don't want to rush through it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I do want them to be able to play with it, but my daughter's happy playing with it with one story.
Exactly.
Right? Like
she has fun playing with one story. You have fun building. Like, what's the rush at this point, right? So
it's funny. So there's those things, and I also, this is me talking a lot, but I also picked up a metal detector.
Yes, I saw all these on your Twitter.
I posted the 3 of them on Twitter as like Happy Father's Day to me. Like I said, the house one's kind of for my daughter too, but and my son loves both. But the metal detector, I have a metal detector I bought at a garage sale, or maybe it was Kijiji deal. I can't remember. It was $50, and it's like Canadian Tire $150 one basically. So 25% of the price. Or sorry, not 1/3 of the price. And it's been working fine for me. And we got my son one at a garage sale, brand new in the box. It was like a National Geographic kid one. It was overly sensitive. Like it was hard to get it where it wasn't always going off.
Yeah.
Going off for every little piece of metal. And there's no filtering of what type of metal it is or anything like that. But it was $15. We used it once outside when we first got it, a little bit in the backyard, I think, and then we used it out front in the cul-de-sac circle thing, which is a elongated one, just so anybody knows, but there's a lot of room there. And we found some like a penny and a dime, another penny, and there was a luggage lock.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was like 3 inches under the ground or so.
Jeez.
And then some aluminum foil and weird stuff, but then all of a sudden the next time we go to use his, it's broken. It doesn't work. It won't even turn on.
Random.
Ridiculous. So that was a couple weeks ago, and he just keeps begging to do metal detecting. It was like pouring rain out, and he says, "You know what, Daddy? It's a great day to go metal detecting." I'm like, "No, it's really not." But anyway, so I thought went through the Canadian Tire flyer when it was Father's Day stuff coming out.
Okay.
And the day before Father's Day sale started, and they had a metal detector in there that was a brand that I know is a good brand for metal detectors, Minelab.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you watch YouTubers that do the underwater metal detecting, they almost always have a Minelab Excalibur, which is like top of the line Minelab.
Okay.
And it works completely underwater and all this stuff. And my uncle has a Minelab as well, and he loves it. And I've used his, and I've used his old one, I think, which was also Minelab, I believe. And Canadian Tire started selling Minelab, but like the cheaper versions,
one,
right?
Yeah, of course.
So they had one on sale. I think it was $100 off. So I went on the Canadian Tire app just to see what else they had for metal detectors, and they have another 2 Minelab options. And those ones happened to be on sale, but that sale was ending the next day, and then the day after that would be when they started the Father's Day sale of this other one.
Yeah.
So I just looked up a couple videos to see which one was better.
Yeah.
And it was the one that the sale was just ending on was better. And it was regular like $450 on for $299.
Okay.
So 150 off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 150 off, and I'm like, all right, I'm buying it. So I'm just like, honey, I'm going to buy myself this for Father's Day. Yeah. And then the Lego stuff was after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that was really expensive.
It's an expensive weekend.
Yeah. Mother's Day better be really good next year. But yeah.
Jeez. Cool.
And then just last night, my wife's like, hey, do you want to use your metal detector for something? I'm like, for what? Sure. She's like, one of her friends or somebody she knows in the neighborhood is a mom around here. Their husband lost his wedding ring in the backyard.
Oh.
and they want to find
Go
it.
find
They're
it, yeah.
looking for someone with a metal detector, and everybody in the community is just posting, like, because there's like community groups now,
Yeah.
Facebook, and everybody's just like, I don't have one. Or one guy said, I have one, but it's from like high school, and I have no idea if it works anymore. You're welcome to use it, but
Yeah.
they don't know how to use it.
No.
So I commented like, yeah, I got 3. I can probably come help you out. So I also have my grandpa's old one too, but I have to. It takes like D batteries, and I don't really want to
No.
put D
that's-
batteries in.
yeah.
So I want to hook it up to like a lithium battery or something.
Okay, you convert it over.
Yeah. So that's just gonna be a project to work on.
Another project.
Another project to work on. So it was my grandpa's, and my
Oh, yeah,
uncle
you gotta
says it's
keep it-
actually a pretty good one. Like it's a one that was sold at Radio Shack, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Cool.
lots of knobs on it.
So did you go and look for it or no?
Haven't yet. They
Okay.
they were busy last night with a school event that was happening. They stayed there late and forgot afterward.
Yeah.
You know, kids, life busy. So I'm going there tomorrow.
Okay.
And Cynthia said I could have gone tonight to do it, but I'm like podcast and
Busy.
stuff, so-
I have important things to
something
do.
on.
Yeah.
But I have helped a friend around the corner here. His daughter was wearing his wife's ring, not wedding ring, but some significant
Some
ring,
ring, yeah.
like an anniversary or something, I think. And she was playing and threw a ball or something, and the ring went flying off her finger because obviously it was too loose.
Yeah.
And he could hear it ding off of one of those climbing domes in their backyard.
Okay.
So he knew the general area it was in. And he's a good friend I've known for years. I've worked with him like twice, 2 different companies now. And so anyway, it was in the backyard, and he had messaged me and asked if I could help. And I came over with a metal detector, and first I was like just going randomly because I didn't know he knew where it was.
Yeah.
And then like after like 5-10 minutes, he's like, I'm pretty sure it was over in this area. And he moved like the metal dome frame, or
Out of
metal
the way,
dome
yeah.
climber out of the way. And I went over there, and within, I think, 5 minutes, I found it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty handy. Now that I know you have one, then I'll.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple.
Derek.
And we also have handheld ones. So normally with metal detecting, you do the metal detecting, you find something interesting at a height, a depth you're willing to dig,
Yeah.
the right type of metal, and then you start digging. Usually you dig like a circle that's like 4 inches by 4 inches or something like that, depending on how big the thing you think you're digging is. And then you pull that out of the ground and you detect it to see if it came out with that or not.
Yeah.
And then you detect the hole if it didn't come out with it.
Yeah.
Or sometimes there'll be multiple things too. You might hit both. But then you have pinpoint metal detector, which is just like literally like a finger
Okay.
size or a little bigger than a finger.
Yeah.
And you point at something and it's much closer range, and it tells you if you're close to the metal.
Okay.
Directly in front. It doesn't really do the sides much. So you can look around to
Figure out
figure out
exactly
where
where
it
it
is,
is. Yeah.
and then dig with your shovel or even dig with your hands or whatever to find the exact thing, especially because stuff that sits in the ground tends to look like ground.
Yeah.
So
Surprise, yeah.
you use the pinpointer to find the exact thing and then dig that out and make less damage, less to the hole as well.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 of those off Amazon that were $35 each. So
Cool.
yeah, people selling them on Facebook Marketplace as well, but they're asking full price. It's ridiculous. I just went on Amazon and bought another one.
Yeah. Exactly. Why pay full price used? Right.
Yeah, and not have any warranty or ability to return it.
No.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Exactly.
At least discount a little bit, people. And the problem is they're probably matching like the average price or something like that at like $35, but I
Yeah.
can find them for $32.99 or something like that. So
What's the point? Yeah.
yeah. Or they're trying to beat the $45 average price, maybe something like that. But yeah,
So you have to go down to the beach in
yeah.
like
I do.
Mexico or wherever, and find Hodge's ring that he lost in the
Oh,
ocean.
he did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I just heard you guys talk. Where did I hear you talking about that?
We talked about it with him.
Okay, I was probably gapped out on something else at that time. I don't remember.
Looking at your
I just
spreadsheet.
listened to the podcast of that. I remember hearing ring, and I'm like, wait a second.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Take it to the ocean. See if it's salt resistant.
Yeah. Mine is waterproof up until the electronics part at the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It does have a little rain cover for it though.
Oh, perfect.
So it's good
Just
to use
wrap
in
it
the
in a
rain.
plastic bag. You'll be
It
fine.
literally is like a plastic bag or like canvas with a plastic clear spot to see the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good enough.
The one step up from mine has Bluetooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better.
I didn't want to spend an extra
No.
$150 on that. Canadian Tire doesn't even sell that model, I don't think. No.
It wouldn't be on sale either.
Yeah, probably not. Well, the two in the series were on sale, the 330 and the 440 model of the one I bought were, so I bought the 440.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, is a better discount, more expensive, but more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Right. I can't remember what the differences were, but
Enough.
yeah,
Enough difference.
enough to justify it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still didn't buy the other one that was the one that was coming on sale because it wasn't as good.
Yeah.
It did fold up really nice and small though, but that's not worth it to
You got a big car. You'll
Yeah,
be fine.
it's not worth it to me.
And a cargo carrier.
Yeah,
be
just throw them both in the cargo
Yeah.
carrier. Mine and my son's, yeah.
So, well, my son and I both had birthdays in June.
So you want a metal detector?
I want a metal detector. I'll take one for free.
I have a game for you. After
That's true. You have a game.
You owe me money for it though. But
I have money for you. We're good. I brought money. I remembered. Anyway, so, I mean, his birthday is like a day before mine.
okay.
So I always joke now that like no one cares about my birthday anymore, right? Everyone shows up for his birthday, and then it's a happy birthday, Josh. By the way, happy birthday. I'm here anyway. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, it was actually very nice. My wife took it to heart that maybe I was feeling a little bit left out. So she contacted my work and like she brought cupcakes in the day before, and we happened to have a driver meeting, like the
Okay.
day of my birthday.
Okay.
So it worked out perfectly. I don't think it meant to be that way, but
Yeah.
anyway, so we did our driver meeting in the morning, and our bosses buy like McDonald's breakfast and Tim Hortons coffee, whatever. They
Okay.
bring it in for everybody. But they know I don't drink coffee. And so my boss specifically got a Happy Meal breakfast for me to have.
Nice.
Me specifically
Nice.
to have.
With orange juice or something?
With orange juice.
Nice.
So I'm sitting in like this office with like all these burly truck drivers around, and here I am eating my pancakes and my orange juice and my toy, that my Wonder Woman stuffy toy that I got with it.
That's great.
And it's great because I have seniority and none of them can say anything to me. I'm also training half the people there, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my oldest son had a...
But you gave them all cupcakes, so it's okay.
Exactly. They
Yeah,
can't make
it's
fun of me.
fine. Yeah.
So, my oldest son couldn't go to school. He had a cough that day, so my wife brought him to my work, so I just brought him in the truck with me. So he's 5. So we took his booster seat out of the car and throw it in the passenger seat in the truck, and so he spent my birthday with me and the next day with me as well.
Nice.
Driving around the truck. So I had him trained up. He's picking up bins. So
In under 5 minutes?
under 5 minutes. Yeah, I tell him that one this way, and away we go. So it was great. He loved it because he like once we get on site anywhere, he can take the seatbelt off, and you can stand up in the truck, right? So it's tall. So he rolls down the window and he sticks his head out the window, and he can see the cranes picking stuff up, and we just had a blast. So, or we're driving down a road and he's trying to like stand up in the truck and he's going back and forth. When we're on, sorry, not the road, like someone's driveway
Yes, yeah.
that's like in the country and it's like a really long laneway. So, but once we're on the road, he's buckled in. I don't want to get comments about
Yeah.
child endangerment.
That's all right. No one listens to
No
that
one listens
anyway.
anyway. So, but yeah, that was fun. And then on the weekend, after that, we decided we were going to take both our kids, but for my youngest birthday, we took him to Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto.
Okay.
So it was basically their first time in Toronto. We had taken my oldest there when my wife was pregnant with my youngest,
Okay.
before he was born, but this was like obviously 3 years ago. So kids are older a bit now, and they can hopefully appreciate
Yeah.
what they're seeing now.
Yeah.
So we did the Ripley's thing, which is cool, which is like, by the way, if anyone listening, Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto is like massive. It takes, 3 or 4 hours to get through the whole thing?
I've never been there, but I know of it.
Oh, you should absolutely go. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Especially with kids. They have, like when you walk in, they have like a giant cylindrical tank there with just like thousands of fish just swimming around in circles. They've got like, whale skeletons hanging from the ceilings and a whole bunch of cool displays. The coolest part they have there is they have a giant main tank, and there's like sharks and sawfish and other fish and stingrays and everything like that. and the whole thing's in a dome, and there's a moving sidewalk. So you go on it, and it takes you through this whole thing. It probably takes like 10, 15 minutes just for that thing. But yeah, it's really cool, and it's just like you're surrounded by this tank, and you have sharks swimming over top of you, and you can. So, my youngest was, before we went, was just like sharks, love sharks, whatever.
Okay.
The first time he saw a shark, and he was just like, scary. Like, he's only 3, so but he was just like, nope, scary, don't like it, scary. But then he warmed up to it. A couple minutes later, I'm like, no, it's cool. Don't be scared. They can't get you, right? So they have, they're nurse sharks that are the ones that are in the tank.
Okay.
And they're the ones that have, like, really jagged teeth hanging out. So they look scary, but they're, like, super docile.
I was going to say, I thought nurse sharks were not aggressive. Yeah.
No, so.
Okay.
Which I think they were nurse sharks. Anyways, they have the scary teeth anyway, so. But yeah, he finally just got over it. And then it was cool, right? So, but I got some pretty cool pictures of. They have a spot where you can go under a pod, and then you're basically under. So I got a picture of my wife and kids with a shark basically swimming on top of them, coming in, and it's cool. So.
That's cool.
But then they saw the CN, like we got to see the CN Tower, which is like
yeah.
right underneath. Or Ripley's Aquarium is like right outside the CN Tower, and the Rogers Center. It's like all 3 of them are right there.
Yeah, Skydome.
Skydome, yeah. I've switched over because I say Skydome and no one knows what I'm talking about.
It's the Skydome.
It is still the Skydome. You're right.
It's always been the Skydome.
So it was cool to take the kids and be like, oh, my kids know who the Blue Jays are. They don't watch baseball.
You
but
mean
I'm just
your
like,
hat?
Yeah, and they both have Blue Jay hats and
Okay.
whatever. So. We walk by. I'm like, that's where the Blue Jays live. That's where they're
Live.
Yeah. So now they understand, right? So, but they really want to go up that CN Tower though. Once they saw it, they're like, I want to go
So you
up
haven't
there.
gone up yet?
No, I looked at tickets and even just for the 4 of us to go to Ripley's Aquarium was like $150.
Yeah.
For the day.
Yeah.
Then parking on top of that, then the fuel or whatever. It's still not cheap. So, never mind if you want to get food at the place, right?
Yeah,
so,
let alone downtown Toronto or whatever.
So
Yep.
we did that run. We were there for 3 hours ish, 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Did it? They loved it. We went to the gift shop after, and of course we spent like $100 on stuffies because. And I say that was 3 stuffies, and it's just like so expensive, but. I was like, whatever. It's for the birthday. It's part of the birthday gift. So we did it. Guess those stuffies are now sitting downstairs in the living room, and they don't give a crap about them.
Yes, that's correct. See, my kids do still play with their stuffies after, but
Yeah,
they still have their favorites they play with the most.
of course. So then when we come out, right outside of the Ripley's Aquarium, there's the Railway Museum.
Okay.
So they have a bunch of trains just like sitting out, like old trains. So, and you can climb up on them and look around. So we did that. And then while we were there, they had a little mini train going through
Oh.
that you could pay to get on. And they would take you around the museum. It's only like a 10-minute ride. It's not much. But of course, kids see that.
Yeah.
We're doing the train. We got to do this train thing. So now this was at the point where like all the COVID restrictions had been lifted. Like that day or the day before, whatever it was, like you weren't no mask requirements at all for the city or whatever, no social distancing, whatever. But this railway museum, by the way, they don't care about any of that. This is outdoors.
Yeah.
It's a little mini train. If you get on the train, you have to wear a mask on the train, even though you're outdoors.
Okay.
You have to wear a mask. You have to separate. You cannot be together. So we were as a family on one little thing.
Yeah.
And then the next person had to be next. The car behind the conductor or the driver
Had to be empty.
completely blocked off. Couldn't have it. Someone was in the caboose. They had like a little plexiglass box around them. I'm like, this is just overkill,
Pope,
guys.
right?
Yeah, just overkill.
Well, they hadn't changed the rules yet for the
Yeah.
new restriction lifting things.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's
Well,
outdoors.
that also means less people can go, so the line's longer.
Yeah,
If
line's
there was
longer.
a line, the line will be longer.
Everyone
Because
is
less people
standing in line with no masks on, and then you make
Yeah,
us come
yeah.
around this
can-
rope,
It just doesn't make any sense.
the
at some
rope
point, yeah.
barrier. Now you have to wear a mask at this point. So I'm just like, whatever. We've been over this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cool little ride. Definitely probably not worth the money, but whatever. It was for the kids, so
Yeah, yeah, they'd love it.
yeah.
My kids have rode something like that at was it Christmas Village somewhere near my parents' place. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a Christmas Village. The whole like park that's like as big as Victoria Park converted into like a Christmas Village with like lights and everywhere and Christmas Santa Village and hot chocolate over here.
Oh, Santa's Village, yeah.
Animal petting over here and stuff like that. And then they had a train that goes through back and forth.
Through the park,
on it
whatever,
too. Yeah. Free to ride, but it's basically just get around.
Yeah.
But kids love it.
Man, Santa's Village, what a throwback that is. We used to get taken to Santa's Village by like my grandparents, and it was fun the first couple of years. Then you realize how lame it actually is.
Storybook Gardens, similar.
Maybe the one we went to was up near Muskoka-ish area. That's the one we went to. There was like Santa's Village and Rudolph's Raceway, and I was just
I
like,
remember Santa's Village. Yeah,
I was like
signs for it.
I'm like, take me to Rudolph's Raceway. I want to drive some go-karts, but they never took me to go-karts.
Should do that sometime. Yeah. Electric go-karts in Toronto.
They have them at Frederick Mall.
Oh, really?
They have electric go-karts in the basement.
So when are they going?
I don't know. Soon.
Tomorrow, next week.
Yeah, I saw it. It's a thing that just put up. I saw it on a bus when I was driving.
Because Herbsville Carts is closed down.
Herbsville is closed, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have electric ones in the mall, in the basement. Probably where the bowling was. I think there was bowling down there.
Yeah.
I think they took that out.
No, Frederick.
No,
Frederick
bowling had on the other side. I don't remember. Anyways, either way, it's in the basement.
Huh. Interesting.
So, and the prices were pretty reasonable because I was looking at like before my birthday. I'm just like, what do I want to do for my birthday?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, maybe electric go-karting.
My birthday's still coming up.
Oh, then maybe we'll have to.
Yeah. Wife can't argue with it. It's for my birthday. She wouldn't argue with it anyway.
Exactly.
She wouldn't go, but she wouldn't argue.
Whatever. That's okay. Yeah. She'll come on.
Herbsville was really fun, but
it was fun if you got a good cart.
Yes, that's the problem. Is it was hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
Every time I went, I got an okay cart.
Yeah.
But someone else with me, usually one of my friends, would get like a good cart and then kick everyone's butt.
Yeah, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. Well, the one friend of mine, or coworker of mine, discovered that you could just use your foot to hit the cable beside instead of hitting the gas pedal.
Yeah.
If you hit the cable with your foot, you could apparently override the governor.
Oh, okay.
Because it was in the pedal, I guess.
Yeah.
And he could go faster just by doing that.
Oh.
So he was pushing the cable and going faster than anybody.
Yeah. You got to work the system, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would be fun.
So I was checking my list of stuff. I have metal detector, Lego sets, off-road day, and games I played. So I played some more Halo Infinite.
Okay.
I bought and played MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries on Epic. Epic Game Store often gives you a coupon.
Yep.
And it's like buy something for $20 at least, or $19.99 I think it is, and you get one of them was $14.99 off or $14.
Yeah, so you got like a $20
off.
game for like $5.
Yeah, pretty much. And this one wasn't quite that good. I think they're getting not as good of deals now, probably. But either way, I bought MechWarrior 5 for like $20, and it's regular like 40 or 60. I think it was on sale already or something like that.
Yeah.
And played that one night. I want to get back to it again because it was fun. I really liked MechWarrior games back in the days, and they seem to have done a decent job with this one. And Ark.
Yes.
I played some Ark.
Okay.
Because Fraser and Hodge wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And it was available for free on Steam last week. I don't know if it still is or not. And once you claimed it, you own it forever on Steam. So I claimed it, and I played it for a bit, and it's a survival game. It's a very unintuitive game.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
And then I played it with friends last Thursday. My one friend joined, and we started playing, Rob. And then another friend, Jimmy, joined, and we started playing with him and trying to teach them both the game. They played in my world that I already played on, so I already had a house and some inventory of stuff built up. I was teaching them how to play, and then Jimmy's computer screwed up, and his game crashed, and he went to come back in, and it wouldn't let him join anymore.
Oh.
It just gave him some kind of error. So I restarted my game.
Yeah.
He restarted his computer, and he tried to join again. Same problem.
Huh. So you're just like,
he's out.
dead.
Can't play with us anymore. So he can still play by himself, but he can't play on our game with us at all for whatever reason. And then me and Rob played for a bit, and it's just tedious and
yeah.
unintuitive.
This
You have
is-
to look up things all the time to be like, how do I do the next thing? What do
Yeah.
I do next? If I want to tame animals, how do you do it? And it's like literally you have to punch them and then feed them. Doesn't make any sense. Or
So
you
you
can
tame
give them
people, too.
narcotics. You can give them narcotic berries instead.
This is all very. This is how you tame
It's
people
very
as well.
very intuitive. You don't need to chain them up or anything though.
No, you're good.
Black Snake Moan, what? Yeah, I don't.
This
I
is
don't-
what weekend rental podcasts.
They were playing it, but they said
They
at
said the
one
same
point,
thing. It was unintuitive.
and they said it was tedious, but they got lucky and someone joined their game and gave them a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And that had them set up for a while to be like, coasting or easier to do. But then they said recently again, they tried getting back into it and it's just too much time wasted getting food and making things to just survive.
Yeah.
Let alone to progress. And that's what I found. Now, when you host your own game, you can actually tweak some of the numbers of how hard monsters are or dinosaurs are to fight and stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what that does. Like it had a tooltip for it when you mouse over, and it implied that making dinosaurs easier to kill would give you worse loot.
Oh, okay.
That's what it implied. Like, hey, this will make them harder or easier to kill. But don't forget, it also affects the loot they drop. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so I shouldn't be tweaking that down because I'll get crap.
Yeah.
So I didn't bother playing with any of those settings. Oh, and the other thing that was the nail in the coffin for my friend Rob was by default, the game has a range limit on how far you can go away from the person that's the host.
Really?
If they walk away from you, the game pulls you towards them, no matter what you're doing.
Random.
So there is a setting to change that, and you can make it unlimited,
Yeah.
especially on PC because they can handle it.
Yeah.
But as far as I understand, PS4 does not let you
Can't
change
do it.
Yeah.
Man. So it sounds like this game is dead before we even started it.
That's what it seems like to me. I mean, I put in like 3, 4, 5 hours playing this game,
Yeah.
and I've gotten nowhere. Nowhere at all.
Yeah.
Like I built a straw house or like a twig house, and then I was able to build a wood house, and that's all I've done.
Yeah.
And I've got the starting area I was on is like a small island, and there's dinosaurs walking all over the place, and you don't know which ones are going to kill you, which ones aren't.
Yeah.
It's basically anything's a plant eater isn't going to attack you.
Yeah.
But if you do attack a plant eater, then it'll
They will
attack you
attack.
back.
Defensive, yeah.
So I tried attacking some that looked like they might be fightable. Like I'm like level 14 and it's level 13. Can I kill it? You'd
Yeah.
think so. No, I
No.
die. Especially like the Triceratops, I think was the one that killed me the worst. And then we went to attack one that was just all around us. And they thought, oh, maybe together we could kill it. Turns out it was level 99.
Yikes.
When it kills you and you come back to get your stuff from your body,
Yeah.
it's still there,
there.
and tries to kill you
Again.
again and again. Or you spawn right where it is and
it
it
kills
kills
you
you.
again?
And you spawn right where it is and it kills you again. That happened to me about 4 or 5 times. And I had to go back to all my bodies and get all my stuff from it. Once it just walked away because it lost interest. Yeah. And that thing was killing everything around us, so it was kind of nice to have nearby because it was going in the water and killing the fish,
Yeah.
and then you could go loot the fish's body or skin the fish and get all
Get
the
resources
stuff.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, get meat off of it.
But, man.
But it was like unintuitive how to cook meat because you make a fire, and you could interact with the fire, but it says go into the fire's inventory. Like you enter the inventory. And in there is where you put wood in for the fire to burn, and you put in meat to cook.
Oh.
And then you leave it for a while or light it if you haven't already.
Yeah.
And then you need to grab the cooked meat before it expires, because all food expires.
Yeah.
So when you put the raw meat in, it's going to expire after a certain amount of time. You put the cooked meat in, or you grab cooked meat, or it gets cooked, and you got to grab that before it expires. And then the wood is always burning and turning into charcoal or coal, and you need to grab that out too, just to make it not fill up so the fire can keep burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Weird to
A lot
have
of busy
inventory
work.
on a fire. And
Yeah.
then I had found a pot, and I thought maybe you can only cook in the pot because I didn't know about the inventory thing. and I built the pot thinking it went on top of a fire, but no, it includes the fire. It's completely separate.
Man.
It was weird. It seems neat, but not worth it at all.
Not worth the
And the
effort.
high tier stuff seems really cool. Like there's a lot of stuff you look like you can do, but I'm never gonna get there.
Yeah.
Just
we
never.
need the cheat codes.
Yeah,
Give us
right?
the cheat codes.
Yeah, that would be great. Maybe you get a save game from someone else
There you go.
just to do all the fun stuff, and then it's just not worth it. So Ark.
Well, I couldn't play through that day because I was actually prepping for a stream. I streamed.
I heard.
You heard.
From you.
I didn't stream on my channel. I
Yeah.
didn't stream. So our friend Ted, Play As Guide on Twitch and YouTube and
Twitter and
Twitter and everywhere else.
Players Guide 1 on Twitter, I think.
Okay. He's also the curator of the Niagara Game Swap
Yep.
that we both sold at
Yep.
in the past. He reached out, a couple of months ago? 2 months ago, something like that. It was just like, hey, do you want to be our guest streamer on a Friday in June?
He gave you a month?
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think he just told me, do you want to be a guest streamer
Okay.
for me? And I'm like, sure. And then never heard back from him, but I never followed up either. Because I'm like, I don't want more stuff to do.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't know. He's like, pick a Friday in June. So I didn't pick the Friday like right after my birthday. I picked the one after.
Okay.
So, so I got all the stuff on Thursday night. So I was spending Thursday like setting up assets and
The layout
making
and all
sure
that
everything. And well, I got that Elgato Pro, man. There's no delay for me. It's
stuff. Yeah.
that was the nice part. Is just plug it in, we're good.
Yeah.
But then I had to figure out like, okay, what am I gonna play? How do I do this?
We're using the camera through an Amazon one that cost $10.
Yeah,
There's no delay.
exactly.
Well, minor delay.
A little bit, but hardly.
Yeah. Not as good as
That's
the
probably
Elgato,
more
but
GoPro delay than.
That's true. It could be.
Than the thing,
Could be
so.
because I'm using the GoPro with the Media Mod HDMI out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I ended up playing a game called 88 Heroes. 88 Heroes.
I've heard of it.
So, I've had this game for a while. I played it back when I was living at my parents' place. I had a guys' night and we played 88 Heroes. So it's a game where there's 88 levels. There's a lot of 88s. 88 levels. You have 88 heroes. And you have 88 minutes to beat it.
And 1 life per hero?
1 life per hero.
Yeah, that's I remember.
Yeah. So
I've played that.
the heroes that you get are very random. Some are good and some are useless.
Okay.
And every time you die, it's just like, here's another hero. Try this one.
Yeah.
And the idea is to get through the level. And the time only counts after you finish the level. So every time you fail, the counter restarts, or the timer, whatever, your 88 minute goes back to whatever it was when you started that level. And then whenever you finish the level, that's the time gets taken away, is whatever your last run was, time-wise. So once you run through your all your 88 heroes, your 87 heroes, and you're down to your last one, you're stuck with that one hero for the rest of the game, basically, until you collect enough coins to buy back another hero. And it will only give you 3 options at a time. And half the time you get these options, none of them are good. And so you end up just picking up like the best of the worsts.
Nice.
Trying to figure it out. So it is entertaining up to the point where like you have all of these heroes.
I almost think I played this, or I played something similar.
It's pixel arts, and it's very fast paced and frantic, and the levels are hard, but there's a pattern to them. So
Okay.
But like I said, it's fun when you have all of the heroes. But when
No, I don't have it, so I was thinking a different game.
when you're stuck to your last hero and you're just spending 15-20 minutes with one hero trying to get through one level, and then you're just trying to save up enough coins.
Not fun anymore.
I'm just like, come on, we need to.
So how long did you stream for?
I streamed for about 2.5 to 3 hours. I forget what it was. So, and that was one run basically of me.
Okay.
I got to a point where I had 5 seconds left to do a level, and there was just no way it was going to happen. So I'm just like, well, that's the end of my run. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.
I'm out.
I'm out. But it was fun. It was good. It was a good excuse to get like stuff set up again, get in front of the camera again. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I have not put a video out in like
I haven't even noticed.
2.5 months.
You did a short.
I did a short. Yes,
a
I did
short.
do a short.
I was like, Fraser or Hodge messaged in our group chat saying like, "Hey, you got those?" And I'm like, "Where did he see this?" I checked your Twitter, it's not there. I checked your YouTube, it's not there. And then I'm like, "Oh, shorts on YouTube."
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try something. I was like, make it quick. By the way, you know how many times I had to film that video to get everything I needed because it hard caps you at 14 seconds.
Oh my god! And there's no editing.
There's no editing. It's just like
So dumb.
get it,
So
get it
dumb.
done. I mean, you could probably edit something down to 14 seconds and then upload that as a short.
Sure, but I want to be able to record it
Yeah,
and then edit it.
yeah. I didn't look that hard, but I don't think that was.
I
an
doubt
option.
it. It's just YouTube trying to get in on TikTok and
Yeah.
and Instagram.
Instagram stories or Facebook
Yeah.
stories, whatever it is.
Fame. Yeah.
Yeah, but the short didn't do great. It looks like 7 views, so clearly no one is.
We're on the wrong audio mode. But anyway, I just realized on the microphone we're on the wrong audio mode.
All right, we better switch it. Then maybe it'll
It
sound
doesn't
better.
matter. It's too late now.
It's too late now. It sounded okay when we tested.
This
so.
is the one that it would only matter if this room was noisy. Like if
Okay,
the air
that's
conditioning
true.
come on, you're gonna hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, it was good. Now I'm somewhat motivated to make another video, but we'll see how that goes.
How much junk pickups do you have?
So much.
Okay. So it's not like you
So-
don't have the content.
No,
it's just the-
I have just
doing
a
it.
pile of stuff growing, ever
so
growing.
2 videos.
Probably closer to 3.
Okay.
If I don't want to make them like half an hour, then,
Yeah.
so
Or just buy stuff and don't talk about it.
that too. That's always the option.
What I've been doing for a while. I don't think I told anybody I bought the Commodore 64 Mini.
No, you didn't. There you go. Have you played it?
Nope.
Oh.
I have not. I haven't even played my PlayStation Classic yet.
No.
And now I got the Genesis Mini there as well.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The minis are good though. Well, the Commodore one is
Except the Ouya.
except the Ouya.
It's a Mini, right?
Kind of, sure.
Kind of.
I have the Commodore 64 Mini, and I got it. Shoppers had them on like clearance for like $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I got the Commodore and the PlayStation one at the same time. I haven't even opened my PlayStation one yet. The Commodore one I opened up to play because I used to play winter games. It's like Olympic winter games.
Okay.
That's what I played on my dad's Commodore when I was a kid all the time. And it's on there, so I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to play this for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I haven't touched it since, so.
I'm trying to remember if I even put the Commodore Mini in my spreadsheet. I hope I did. COMMO. I don't think I did.
Anyway, so if anyone's interested to see
Forgot.
88 Heroes or me playing it,
Play as
go to Play His Guide on Twitch. I have the copy of the video, and I may post it on my YouTube.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. And then I was on another stream, I guess, on another podcast.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
The Collectors with Bill from SCC Pod. I gave him crap. I said, you know what? Derek hasn't had a turn on here yet.
Especially after I found that 700 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Bill.
That's okay. I wasn't his first choice either, so.
Doesn't mean I have to be his last choice before the show even gets canceled.
If I'd have said no, next time he asks me, I'll say no. It's
But
Derek's
no,
turn.
do Derek.
Derek, get Derek on. So, but it was a short, like, not a whole lot of guests. It was just Bill, Curtis, and myself. So Curtis and I have a bit of a rivalry
That's what
anyway.
they call intimate.
Sure, intimate. Sure,
Yes.
a threesome.
Yeah, even. Yep.
Curtis and I have a bit of a rivalry from the film Dango.
Yeah.
Right. So I played that up a little bit on the
No,
show.
really?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
that was fun. So go and check out SDC Pod's Collectors show.
Yeah.
It'll be there. I'm sure you'll see me in the thumbnail.
Yeah. Go check out his. Did he talk about his collection of VHS tapes?
He did, yes.
Yeah.
And that will also be coming up, I believe, on an SDC Pod actual at some
Okay.
point. And maybe even his Midnight is
I
Flashing.
would love to go help sort those tapes.
Bill,
Just
you heard it
sounds
here.
fun.
Bill, you heard it here.
Problem is driving to Barrie to do it.
Make a weekend of it.
Yeah, I'm sure my wife would love to make a weekend of that
Bring her along. Very cool. Walk on the waterfront.
with the kids.
Yeah. Paying them off to the parents.
Yeah.
There you go.
We that's like a month in the process already. We're doing that soon. Actually, Canada Day, or the Canada Day weekend, we're going to James's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be camping. When everyone's listening to this on the 1st, because we know they're.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be sleeping in a tent, so it'll be good.
Yeah. I'm not doing that till later in August.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep in my garbage tent, on my garbage cot,
Yeah.
with my garbage fan. Yeah.
I bought a big freaking tent too.
Did you?
Yeah, Canadian Tire had a 9-person tent,
Okay.
6-foot ceiling, like
Nice.
in the top of it.
Yeah.
For what was it, $230? Regular $300-400, something like that.
Yeah.
I forget. But this
Sounds like-
Coleman one.
Yeah. Sounds like that's what I have. I have a 10-man Coleman.
Okay.
It's got 3 rooms in it.
Yeah, this has 2 rooms for sure.
So, and it's just like, yeah, I'm like, we're on this side. It fits, like, each room fits a queen size mattress on either side, and then there's
Okay.
a central room in the middle. And it's got probably a 6-foot ceiling in the middle, so
Yeah.
it'll
We
be.
haven't even used ours yet. We bought it and we're like, we're gonna go camping this year. And we do have a plan to go to my parents' place, but I want to use it more than once.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also want to do another rough road weekend somewhere up north instead.
Yeah, and actually camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that'll just be me and my wife.
Yeah,
not the
you don't have to
kids.
take a 9-man tent for that.
Well, we're probably going to because that's what we have now. Although
I got a 3-man.
I have a 2 or 4-man tent.
Yeah,
now.
you don't need it.
Yeah.
10-man, it'll take up half your cargo space, just taking that thing up.
And no, it's actually like the exact same size as my other tent.
Is it?
I don't know how.
Oh, random.
Now I don't know if when I first use it, will I be able to
Get
get
it
it back
back in.
down to that size? That's the other question. But I'm pretty good at packing tents.
Yeah.
And sleeping bags.
So you should be okay.
Yeah.
But still, just space-wise.
I was surprised how small it was. We were walking around Canadian Tire trying to find it, and the guy couldn't find it in Canadian Tire either. And then we finally found it,
Nice.
and it was like a normal sized tent bag.
That's the way to do it. If you can. Yeah, once I had the big tent in the 3 rooms, I'm like, I will never go back to a single room tent in my life. Unless I am by myself, or like me and my son,
Yeah.
or like me and my wife, and that's it. I'm not I'm like, we're family camping. I'm like, big tent. I want my own room. So I got a queen size cot, like air mattress cot.
Yeah, yeah.
So I found
Like air mattress with a cot that folds out for legs.
folds
yeah.
into it, yeah, basically. So it was brand new. I found that in the garbage. So
We went and bought one at Treasure Hunt.
okay,
Yeah.
This maybe
Without the cot part, just air mattress.
okay,
But like the tall or the thick ones.
okay. This is they have the air mattress and whatever. I test slept on the air mattress. I don't know how old it is. The air mattress didn't hold air for the whole night, so it was going down.
Nothing.
So-
None of them do. Like,
Yeah.
you use them like twice. They don't.
So I bought a new air mattress for it. It's just like a single one,
Yeah.
but at least it gets me off the ground.
Yep.
More level surface. So, and the air mattress like zips into the cot itself.
Oh, okay.
So it's not going to slide around or
Yeah.
so it'll actually be like an actual bed.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And my mother and father-in-law are coming along as well, so they got tired of, again, they were in a single room tent. They are no longer doing that anymore, and they're in their like 60s now, and they were still doing it. And so last year they got a trailer, so now they're trailer people.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up as a trailer kid. Like,
Yeah.
not trailer kid, but camping.
Oh, you were a trailer
wise.
kid, right? Yeah, that's a whole-
camping wise. We had a trailer. We started off with a tent when I was pretty young, but I think we bought a trailer in like. Well, actually, we have it in a video. The home video that I have is like 1989 or no 91. 91, we got a trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had a trailer till my parents bought their property and left the trailer parked in the woods, and it just deteriorated over time. It was old by then, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was probably 20 years old then or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, maybe eventually we'll do
we
trailer.
bought that trailer used, and it was already old. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
That's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, maybe eventually we'll do trailer, but I mean, for now, let the 10-man tent.
my
Like,
son keeps begging for us to get a trailer because he just wants to go camping. I'm
Yeah.
like, let's do a tent.
we got tents. That's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, just having a big tent is a huge game changer. When you're not crawling in and out of the tents,
Yeah.
that's when it's
We did set the tent up one year in the backyard and just slept in it for the fun of it.
yeah. That's cool.
him and
That's
I,
cool too. I've tempted to
Small
do that with
tent,
the kids.
not the new one.
Yeah, I've been tempted to do that with the kids, like just kind of
Yeah.
prep them,
Yeah.
but Well, whatever. We'll just deal with it.
Yeah, it's like the same as you were saying before. It's like there's always a reason not to do it
Yeah.
right away. Like, oh, we should set the tent. Oh, it's raining. Oh, we should set the tent. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, we should set the tent. Oh, it's too cold.
Yeah.
There's always something stopping us from doing it. But
So,
eventually it'll happen.
yeah.
I have a list of all the things I've also watched.
I saw Top Gun Maverick.
I have not. I have never even seen Top Gun.
Okay, well, you got to do that first.
Yeah. Let's
It's-
do it right now.
Okay. Pause podcast. We were watching
Pause
Top
for
Gun.
edit.
I watched the original Top Gun like again, like the night before I went to go see Maverick. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
like, I've seen it a bunch, but I'm just like, I just want to get in that vibe again. I said this on the SSC Collector Show because I talked to Bill about it as well. But like, I forgot how good the music in the original Top Gun is.
Okay, I can see that.
Regardless of what you think about Tom Cruise movies. It's just a fun...
Can't think of one I like. So.
It's a fun romp of a movie. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the music through it. I used to remember hating that movie because I'm like, oh, it's so... The romance side of it, you know, I'm just like, this is all unnecessary. But I was a kid. And you hate romance at all when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Now you're older, like, it's actually not that bad. So, anyways, went to, it's like a 10 o'clock showing at the theater. I took my dad and my mom, and I got the 4D seats
Okay.
at the thing. So the 4D seats are the ones that actually move around. I know you know, this is where...
Yep.
the seats that move around. And I will say absolutely 100% totally worth it for Top Gun Maverick.
Makes sense because of the scenes of the jets,
Yeah,
right?
flying around and they're doing their high speed maneuvers and you got the seat just like rocking you back and forth.
A racing movie, I could see it making sense for
Yeah.
as well. But what else could actually be
Anything like
superhero movie with that?
kind
Maybe.
of. So I did it for Dune when Dune
Okay.
came out.
Still haven't seen that either.
Man, what are you doing here? You're killing me.
Killing me, Small. That's the other thing. There's like 4 things that someone has told me to watch today.
I did it for Dune. It was pretty good, but again, some of the movements is just kind of like unnecessary. Like someone's walking across the room, and so they like the chair moves like this, and you're just like, okay, come on.
I mean, if it's Doom and it's the first person scene,
No,
first
Dune,
person shooting.
Dune.
I know, but if
Okay,
it was
yeah.
Doom and the first person shooting scene, maybe that would make sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun. But again, I was like, flying movie. We're doing the seats, so absolutely worth it. Like they're doing like
your mom liked it.
she wasn't sure, I wasn't sure either, but I told her like she can just turn it. You can turn it off too if you don't want it. They are bigger seats. They're probably not as comfortable as the regular seats.
Okay.
But they're still pretty good. And you can dial it back. You can do like 50%, 100%,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Whatever. I dialed that thing up to 11. Like I want that thing throwing
Can
me
it go to
around.
11?
And when they're doing flips and turns and they're doing like inverted dives and
Your
stuff
chair
like that.
inverts? No.
The chair's going like this. Yeah.
I want that for video games.
Strap me in. So
VR.
VR. There we go. But yeah. It's fun. It's absolutely worth it. I highly recommended Bill to go and do that before they pull it out of theaters because that's he of all people would appreciate that. He's a plane guy, so yeah.
Just like he really needs a first person quadcopter.
Yeah.
Where you see it from first
Yeah,
person.
you just plug it on your head and then go.
DJI FPV. Go buy it. It's only like $1,200. Do it.
Do it.
I watched mostly, or actually all TV shows. Our Flag Means Death.
Okay, I want to watch this. I saw a preview for it. Not a
For anyone who
preview.
doesn't know, this is by the same people who did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, so it's the original. Or maybe is he doing the show, the American show as well?
I don't know for sure.
Anyways, it's Taika Waititi, and I think it's the werewolf guy from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah. I can't remember his
So-
name. A friend of mine just mentioned it. Or a
Yeah,
coworker
he's
of
the
mine
one who
just
goes, "We're werewolves, not swearwolves." Is that
Yes,
that
yeah.
guy?
It's the same guy I was talking about who was a robot on this kids TV show on Disney.
Oh, okay.
I forget what it's called now, but yeah. I'll find his name anyway.
But it's like a pirate show,
Yeah,
right?
it's pirates, and he is the gentleman pirate, basically. He's trying to be a pirate, but he's just a rich guy, basically, who buys his own boat.
Okay.
Is that his name? Yeah, it is. Rise or Rise Darby.
Reese. It'd be Reese. Reese Darby.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Reese Darby. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's his name. The guy who's the main character.
Okay.
And he's from a lot of other things, but New Zealand people mainly are a lot of. Oh, also Hodor.
Yeah.
From,
Hodor. Yeah.
He's on it,
Awesome.
and like just a normal
Normal
pirate.
guy,
Yeah, yeah. But he's pretty good on it too. But like,
Okay.
he's basically the big strong guy,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Did he? Now that show it has 2 seasons.
I don't know. I thought I only watched one. I thought there was only
It's
one.
either has 2 and it's been renewed for a third, or it has 1 and being renewed for a second.
Oh,
I know it because I remember seeing a headline saying it just got renewed for whatever season.
Okay. I
So.
will find out in a moment whether it has 1 or 2. I don't love that IMDb wants to play the trailer right away. I'm in the app, but still. And where is episodes? Because it's always
Never front and
somewhere
center.
else. No. I mean, on the website, I now know it's front and center, but oh no, there you go. Episode guide. It says 11 episodes.
It sounds like 1 season.
Yeah, season 2 is only showing 1 episode for 2023
Okay.
so far. So yeah, it's 1 season.
Okay, 1 season.
But I have watched all of the season.
Okay.
And it was fun. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was weird at times, but that's what I expect.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Good.
Yeah, just it's a weird sense of humor, but good. Yeah.
I'm down for that though.
Yeah. It's good. I also watched episodes 1, 2, and 3 of Miss Marvel,
Okay.
which was actually pretty good. I started watching it when we were on the patio under the gazebo the first day we put it in, and I grabbed a small TV we got from a garage sale, just a small little guy, and a Chromecast I have hooked up to it that's in the bathroom upstairs right now, just because it's basically the best place to put it, and
Yeah.
maybe sometimes my wife will watch a show when she's in the bath. But I took it out on the deck and started watching on the TV, and my daughter came outside and she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Actually, you might really like this." And she started watching Miss Marvel, the first episode, with me, and she freaking loved it
Nice.
because it's like a young girl becoming a superhero,
Yeah.
and she loves Supergirl and what's the Netflix show with Supergirl and all the other superhero girls. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't remember.
It's like literally called like Superhero Girls or something like that.
Superhero girls.
it's like that generic of a name. But she loves that show and all the superhero stuff in that. But let's go. I don't remember what it's called, so I just have to like literally search Superhero Girls. It's called Superhero Girls.
Oh, there you go.
It's a cartoon. Yeah, it's literally called DC Superhero
Oh,
Girls.
okay, DC. Yeah.
Yeah. So she likes that show with all the superhero girls. There's also the boys in it too, but the girls are the main ones.
Yeah.
So there's only maybe 1 episode came out yesterday. I haven't watched it today or yesterday. I haven't watched that yet. But so far it's been pretty good, and it's also she's like probably I think the first Indian superhero, so they're kind of going that angle,
Okay.
and they seem to be doing a good job of it, and they keep it interesting. I heard that I forget where I heard that on a podcast recently, that the main actress is from Toronto as well,
Okay.
and she seems she fits
fits
the
it?
part. She makes it interesting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's really nerdy, and she comes off as like that kind of character, and obviously you can relate.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
I also watched. If you have anything you watched, you can mention, but I have more. Barry season 3.
Okay. I need
Bill
to watch
Hader.
that. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Just more continuing of awesome. I don't remember if I watched the whole season or now, but I thought I did. I think I remember it ending on something odd where it's like, okay, this ended here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not caught up since I haven't watched season 3, but I've watched season 1 and 2. So.
Okay, well, it's on my Plex if you
Okay.
want to. And then Halo TV series.
Okay.
I've watched whatever is out for that. I can't remember anymore. I don't know why Barry's not coming up. I was trying to remember what I watched of Halo now too. I thought it was the whole season, but I can't remember. And again, Halo was good. The action is good. I like it. The only criticism I would have is that I don't care too much about the politics stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and Halo seems to be big about that.
They're trying to like push it.
I always remember that being something, and this doctor girl who does controversial stuff was always something I remember hearing about from the Halo video games, but I didn't care. I just skipped the damn cutscenes. I don't give a shit. Don't care about all that stuff. So I also started watching Orville,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
new season 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3. So far, more great Orville. It's exactly what I expect. I watched The Boys, season 3,
Okay,
episodes
I need
1,
to watch
2,
that too.
3, and 4 I've watched so far. I think another one just came out yesterday or today, and I haven't watched that one yet. But it's more of The Boys.
Yeah. More
what you
crazy,
expect,
crazy, gory. Yeah.
Yeah. You're never going to defeat him. All that stuff, yeah. And then yesterday, I think I binge watched Moon Knight.
Another show I need to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? You need to watch more shows. I need to watch more movies.
We need to switch.
Yeah. And Moon Knight I really enjoyed.
Okay.
I thought I heard not great things about it, but I can't remember if that was our 3 podcasts that said that or not. I can't remember what they were saying.
I don't remember.
But I was enjoying it. It was interesting, and they did a neat job with he has like multiple personality stuff, so
Okay.
and he does a good job of that. And they make it interesting as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I need to watch.
I also listened to a podcast from CBC Podcasts called Somebody Knows Something,
Okay.
but I listened to specifically season 3, which is like 4 years old now, and it was a Canadian journalist who went to the South to investigate these 2 boys, black boys, who had been killed and found while they were investigating a different murder and trying to find bodies, and these 2 were found but kind of ignored. Like, oh yeah, there's more dead people.
Oh, okay.
But they never looked into why and all that stuff. They kind of just assumed or ignored it. Anyway, he goes into trying to find that and meets the brother of one of the boys, and the 2 of them try and get it all figured out. He's like a war hero and stuff like that, this brother of his. And they literally find the culprit and get him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like they did a really good job. And the guy doing this podcast, I think he did a documentary series as well.
Okay.
But him doing that was the reason why there was justice. Like, if it wasn't for this, it never would have happened.
So was it happening real time as the podcast was coming out? They figured it out?
I don't
Or did it
know.
all
I
happen
think
at
it all
first and then they made the
happened-
podcast?
I think it all happened. They did the documentary series as he's figuring it out.
Okay.
And then the podcast was made after, but with clips from the documentary series.
Oh, okay.
Like audio clips of them talking and all that stuff. So it's like it's unfolding as it's happening, but you know what was happening in the past. Because
Yeah.
every once in a while he'll say, when I went here, this happened, blah, 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 blah. Like, so it's in the
a
past, but it's
storytelling, yeah.
it's told like a story.
Okay.
And they do a good job episodic wise. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Somebody Knows Something, season 3.
Something. Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
BBC podcast. And then there's another
CBC podcast.
CBC. I said BBC.
You said
sorry.
BBC, yeah.
So there's other Somebody Knows Something, like series or like seasons that tell other stories, and one of them started playing for me, which was something about this guy who was killed because he was an abortion doctor,
Okay.
and he was like targeted and killed
Yeah.
because of that, and the story behind who did it and why and all that stuff. So that's the next one that started playing afterward for me. I'm like, do I really want to listen to this one? I don't know. And then I let episode 1 play, and I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta
You're
listen to all
invested
of it
now. You're invested.
Yeah.
It sounds
And
like
it's the same guy doing it. The guy who investigated the other one's investigating this one too.
Oh, okay.
He's working with another girl who happens to be the daughter of the guy,
Oh, okay.
but she's a journalist too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of there's an HBO miniseries called or docuseries, just call it called The Jinx. Have you heard it? Have you seen that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's just like it's one season. It's like 6 episodes, maybe like 6 1-hour episodes, whatever.
Okay.
Same thing. It's a murder investigation trying to figure this out. They think it's this person, and it's like they unravel it as they're doing the
Okay.
show, and it all comes out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool how they find whoever or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
This one's same thing. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, like how'd you get makes sense. Never could have got there without all these pieces coming together kind
Yeah.
of thing.
so
Yeah.
if you want to watch the show, The Jinx, check. It's a quick watch. I mean, 6 hours is whatever. Right?
That's like I can watch all the movies you want me to watch at that time. Yeah, I was listening to our last podcast episode where you were recommending things I should watch. I'm like, I really need to watch that. I really need to watch that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, we need to get together and watch the Nicolas Cage one.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talents. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We still need to do that.
Yep.
One day. I haven't watched it. I've seen it there, and I'm like, one day Derek's gonna invite me over. One day he's gonna.
Well, I could have done it tonight, but instead we're doing this.
Now we're doing this. Our sacrifice for
I have
the
Top
audience.
Gun here ready to watch.
Jeez, get on it, man.
I have Life Aquatic in my list here to watch. I did actually. Did I tell you I watched? Yeah, I did. I told you I watched Everything All at Once.
I did. I just watched that.
I told you
Couple
last
nights ago?
month I watched that.
No, I don't think because it hadn't come out yet.
I must have forgot to write it down then.
Okay.
Anyway, that was weird but interesting.
Weird but good.
Yeah. Weird but good.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like everyone is.
I like
everyone who's been talking about it is talking like, oh, it's the next greatest movie to ever come out. I don't want to say.
I don't think it'll be that.
I don't think it was like super amazing, the best movie I've seen all year. Like, to be honest, like it was very entertaining, but I think this is gonna be sacrilege. But I think Top Gun Maverick was more fun, but maybe that just could be the experience.
Yeah, probably in the 4D seats.
Yeah. And like, there's
I liked the humor of Everything Everywhere
All at Once.
Yes, the humor of it made it as good as it was. To me. Without the humor and its own self-reflection sense of humor, like casting what's her name as one of the main characters.
Michelle Yeoh, is that her name?
No, the tax lady.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I thought it was her, but I couldn't remember for sure.
Yeah.
Having her in it kind of makes it like more self-reflective humor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Man, they made her look old. I mean, she's old, but she doesn't look like that. Man, they did a good job. And it's got the kid. Do you recognize the guy from that movie? The man, the husband.
Well, I thought I did, but I can't think of what from.
You ready for me to blow your mind?
Sure, yeah.
He's Short Round from Temple of Doom.
Oh, that can't be what I know him from, though.
That's Temple of Doom was like the only movie he did. And he did nothing for like 30, 40 years. And now he's doing, not that long, but... and then he came back for this, and now he wants to get back into acting. And to think going from like nothing to that, and he did so well. Yeah, he did all his own fight, choreography, but he did all his own stunts.
Well, now I need to look him up and see, because I swear I've seen him in something else, but maybe not. I mean, probably not, but I thought I saw him in something before.
That was one of the main reasons I wanted to see it, because I heard he was in it. And he came back out of, not retirement, but like came back to acting for this.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not seeing him in the credits to find him. You know, that's the way it works. You never find what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go. There he is. But he just looks so familiar. Maybe he just has a familiar face. He was in Goonies. He was in an X-Men movie, but additional crew. Encino Man? He was in Encino Man as a character named Kim.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tales from the Crypt. But yeah, nothing for a long time.
Like nothing, right? So it's...
I honestly thought you were going to say somebody from... What is that Jackie Chan movie that I watched? With all the like assassins all getting together. You recommended it. Terrible movie.
Oh, Fantasy Mission Force?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say he was from that.
Oh, okay.
I really thought you were going to say he was like a kid in that movie or something.
Man, I gotta watch Fantasy Mission Force.
He was in The One. Jet Li's The One.
As what?
Assistant director.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say he was not in.
Wow. And then he's a stuntman in a couple movies too. X-Men 2000 from the year 2000. Interesting. Anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I also finished Love, Death and Robots season 3.
Oh, I need to watch that. That's one of the things I heard you say on the podcast.
I don't think I had watched it at that point, but I said it was coming out or it had come out, or I just hadn't watched it yet. I actually watched it. You can blow through that in an afternoon. Like I blew through pretty much all of it in an evening.
I just need to remember. My watch list on Netflix is so huge. It's ridiculous.
Bump it up because it's so quick. It's a quick and easy watch. This season is pretty good. There's like 3 that stand out that are like really, really good. Again, these are like episodic things. None of them are really related. Some of them, there's some callbacks. Like there's like a 3 robot one that they've been in other seasons.
The first episode?
The first episode.
Yeah, the first episode was the 3 robot thing.
So, yeah, they're back for this one. But it's good. The best one is called, it's like Mini Apocalypse or something like that. Okay. And the whole thing is like shot in tilt shift. So everything looks miniature. And it's literally like, I don't know, Night of the Living Dead or whatever. So it's like miniature zombies and everything looks like toys and shot from the sky, like aerial perspective. And it's just, it's cute. It's funny. I wouldn't say it's disturbing. But
I wouldn't say it's disturbing. It makes you sound like it is disturbing.
Not really. Oh. They make it sound like it's a horror or whatever, but it's really not. Okay. Like, when you think about Love, Death, and Robots, you think about stuff, it's almost like Black Mirror, right? Like
it's similar.
It makes you think about something, or it's supposed to leave you unsettled, and this is not making you feel unsettled at all. Okay. To the point so much that, like, I watched it, the end of it is so freaking funny. Like, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard at a Love, Death, and Robots thing. I laughed so hard. The next night, I went up. I told my wife, I'm like, "Come down and watch this," because it's like 5 minutes. It's not long. Anyway, she watched it, and same thing. Like she kind of looked at me like, "This is kind of strange."
I agree. I need to see them.
Need to see them. The last one, the last when it ended, again, she just started laughing so hard. It's so funny.
Oh, see, I never finished season 2. That's why.
Oh man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's one.
I started it.
There's one in season 2 of like, I don't know if you've seen it. There's a killer cleaning robot, and that seemed very Black Mirror-ish to me.
That was the first episode.
Was it?
Yeah. This one with the cartoon
the old lady.
With the old lady and the old guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I saw from season 2.
That one's really funny as well.
Yeah.
But this one is even funnier, I think. So.
And the voices were familiar in that one too. Like I recognized half the.
Oh, did you on that one? Okay.
Her for sure, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And all the voices in like this
miniature one. The customer support line he called, I recognized too. What's that guy's name? Like short, chubby comedian guy.
Patton Oswalt?
Yes, there you go. I'm pretty sure it was him that did the customer support phone line.
Oh, really?
When she called customer support, I'm pretty sure it was him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally worth it. And like the miniature one, like all the voices are high pitched, like the way they're talking about stuff, and it's really good.
Yeah, no, I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I need to write a list of priority things.
Yeah, bump that up. It's up there.
You said that about a different movie. Now I can't remember what it was.
Jeez, what was it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's all the things. All the things.
All the things.
Oh, Moneyball was one of them you'd suggest.
Moneyball is good, yeah. I mean, there's no rush on that one. It's not going anywhere. But it's like if you're in for like a, something more analytical, that's your movie. You gotta.
It's me every day.
Exactly. And by the way, Mrs. Q Dog also says that Moneyball is great.
I know.
So.
She's not always right, but she's usually right.
She's probably right more often than I am. And then I went back to a classic that I like. It's not even a classic. I call this a guilty pleasure. It's called Battle Los Angeles.
Sounds familiar.
It's a stupid alien invasion movie.
Okay.
It's dumb. It's action, and I don't know what it was, but I just had this like need to see this movie again. So it's every once in a while. It's like every couple of years I'm like, I really want to watch this Battle Los Angeles again. So
I get that for Battlefield Earth.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh man, I've only seen that once and I'm good.
Every once in a while I'm like, I gotta watch that again.
But I understand the sentiment, yeah.
Okay.
And this one's just if you want like a dumb action movie with a decent, like, I enjoy when
5.7 stars out of 10.
It comes Josh recommended. It's not great, but it's just a fun watch. I enjoy movies where like,
Oh my God, Battle Los Angeles. In the same year, a movie called Battle of Los Angeles came out.
oh, lovely. Yeah, it's probably like that. Those companies that try to like
Yeah,
have the similar ones to try to confuse you to getting the wrong.
yeah.
Or is it CG? Looks kind
No.
okay.
It's terrible. I can just tell by the little trailer for this.
Yeah, it's the ones who try to get you to buy or to rent the wrong one at the movie or
Yeah.
at the Blockbuster or whatever it was, but
UFO 1942. Oh, it's really bad. That's really bad.
oh
CG.
man.
Like, that was really bad.
I might have to watch that one now.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you would. That's what we watch after we watch that Nicolas Cage movie.
Well, we can't end with a bad taste in our mouth. Come on, like
Well, you're starting with a bad taste. Why not end
no.
with a bad taste?
Nick Cage is a fine wine. It's an acquired taste.
Well, that movie has a lot of other people in it. It might actually be good.
Yeah, I mean, and the money behind it probably pushing it.
Yeah.
Nick Cage isn't a bad actor. I think he's just badly utilized in most of his movies.
I don't know, because it's hard to tell. Like, in that Wally World one,
Yeah,
was he directed to be weird?
I think he was,
I think
and that's
so,
why
too.
it made it
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah. Which means, but they utilized him correctly
Yeah,
for his weirdness.
yeah.
But can he be utilized correctly in a serious role?
Pig. Watch Pig.
You've told me that before. I don't want to. I don't remember.
It's
Well, this
a
is
bit.
the one with him with a pig. Okay,
With a pig,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I do want to see it. I have it. I need to watch it.
It's a little bit more serious, and honestly, the more I think about it after seeing it, the amount of restraint that the director was going through to keep Nick Cage like in control, and like they could have just let him loose,
Okay.
and it would have been a completely different movie. But the amount of restraint that Nick Cage shows in that and the director shows, it works. It works. I don't know what it is, but it works.
Pig.
Pig. He's looking for his pig. His pig got kidnapped. He's looking for his pig.
Yeah.
Truffle pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Wick with pig instead of dog.
Yeah. Except a little bit less John Wick than you think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good.
As opposed to jujitsu.
Yep.
You never did watch it, did you?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Wait, Nick Cage is in another movie that I want to see. Hold on one sec.
Oh yeah, he's in a couple that I have ready to watch.
I have one on
So we should just do a Nick Cage night is what we should do.
Clearly. There's one that's on
On my
Netflix.
Plex.
There's one on Netflix on my watch list. My list. Enter the Warrior's Gate.
Okay.
Let me double check. I think it's Nick Cage in here.
What is wrong with this stupid thing? Why is it not searching my movies?
More. Hold on. Oh, maybe not. No, he's not. Dave Bautista's in that one, though. Anyways, Enter the Warrior's Gate is like a gamer. An avid gamer is magically transported to ancient China. Like, it sounds so bad, but
You want to watch it?
I want to watch it.
Yeah. I can get it. I get that. What is wrong?
We all
with
have those
my
moments,
Plex
right?
Server's right over there. How can it not bring up the list? Jeez. You could probably get the list of my Plex stuff faster than I can, apparently. Oh, what's wrong with it?
It doesn't like you. I have like random
find-
issues with your Plex. Like, it'll.
Nicolas Cage movies. Like, I had a list of them here that were like ready to be watched. Oh, one of them was a different language though. I had to re-download that.
Anyway.
This doesn't search our computers for.
Everyone watch us search on our phone
or
through
listen
Derek's
to
Plex.
us search.
We show each other stuff on our
audio.
phone. Hey, look at this.
Yeah, look.
Look at this. Look what I
Isn't
found.
this cool?
Please describe it for the
Look
people
at this
listening.
meme. Or we just scroll through TikTok for the next hour.
Oh, this one's funny.
Look at that life hack.
It's good. It's a good one.
Yeah. What is wrong with Plex? Anyway,
I watched a lot more things, but clearly nothing that's like super important.
No.
Oh, I want to watch the Obi-Wan show.
I still need to watch the Book of Mando. Or Book of Boba Fett.
I love that you're calling
Yeah.
it Book of Mando.
That's because I listened to you guys talk about it. Yeah.
Honestly, the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett are the ones that Mandalorian is in, so.
So I have Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage there.
Okay.
From, looks like the 90s. Maybe even 80s. 211 I have here
Haven't heard that
as
one.
well. Running with the Devil with him as well. Already here to be watched. Army of One.
No.
That's also him with a donkey. Outcast with him as well. So we can just do a whole marathon here.
Jeez. Just
Yeah.
do a Nick Cage
That's
filmography
like,
night.
If you include Pig, oh, there we go. We got 5 right there. And then the new one, the one we actually want to
Unbearable
watch.
Weight of Massive Talent.
Unbearable
Yeah.
Weight.
That one will actually be good, probably.
Nah. I need Prisoners of the Ghostland all over again. Garbage.
We're just too dumb to understand what the
Nope.
the director was putting out. Oh man.
Yeah. I think 211 I realized was in a different language, if I recall correctly.
Oh, okay.
Need to obtain it again.
Obtain.
Yeah.
So, I don't. Clearly, nothing else really. Oh, I went to a Blue Jay game.
Oh, you went to Blue Jay?
I went to a Blue Jay game. Finally.
Our podcast is 2 hours and 40 minutes now.
Hey, we're almost there.
Did you bring a USB stick so I can give
I
you this
did.
after?
I did.
Ooh,
I brought
you
two
did,
just
you
in
did.
case.
Oh, nice. Blue Jays game.
Blue Jays game. Yeah, so for my birthday, my wife got me Blue Jay tickets. So,
Wow.
dumped the kids off at my
Cupcakes
parents.
and a Blue Jay game.
I know.
And no kids.
And no kids. Well, it was
Wow.
like, so we went to the Blue Jay game this past Saturday. Just passed. So, the one before, Saturday before Father's Day.
Okay.
So, sat up in the nosebleeds, and it was a very boring game. Nothing happened. The Blue Jays didn't score a run. There was no home runs hitting at all. I know this is all baseball stuff, you probably don't care, but...
Just sounds like every baseball game I've ever seen.
No, but then the Father's Day game was like crazy. Like
Ooh.
6 home runs were hit, and the score was like, I know, 11-9 or something like that. Like, so much action happening. And they played the Yankees, so it would be like the Yankees are the
Only
best.
Blue Jays game I ever saw was them against the Yankees.
Oh, well, that's a good
Oh
game,
no,
right?
I saw. Yeah, the only one. I went with Squires.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes, which was like the Knights of Columbus younger version.
Younger version.
For anybody who doesn't know. Yeah.
But yeah, so we should have gone for the Father's Day game, clearly. But honestly, I have more fun. Go to the Blue Jay game. It's more fun just to
I
people
assume
watch.
it's busier on Father's Day as well.
Yeah,
because people
probably.
are actually like, oh, I'm gonna go.
Some people were there on the Saturday for Father's Day. Like
Yeah,
there
I
was
can see that. But
the
I just
row
think
in
we
front of
need
us
more.
was like a dad and his 3 daughters,
Okay.
adult daughters. So he was older, but he was clearly a Father's Day present. 'Cause-
Yeah. Probably my coworker. He has 3 daughters.
So, yeah, it's honestly just more fun just to go and people watch at a Blue Jays game. There's so like,
You know,
Yeah,
you can people watch for free other
I
places.
know, but like you know how you see like there's like little microcosms of like people, right? Like these are all the people that go to like sporting events or people who go to like
Yeah.
the supermarket, or they're not always the same people. So, and then my wife had dinner reservations at a restaurant that was like 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So the game so our reservations are at 7:30. The game finished at 6:10, 6:15, something like that.
Okay.
We were back in our car by, I don't know, 6:30. We were back in our car, less
Okay.
than. I'm like, oh, like it's an hour to get 20 minutes in Toronto. Like we'll probably just make it in time, roughly.
Okay.
Anyways, so trying to leave the parking garage after a Blue Jay game, when people are stupid and they cannot follow one-way arrows to get the right way out of the parking garage.
Yeah.
It took us an hour just to get out of the parking garage.
My God.
A whole freaking hour that we sat there. I was.
And you couldn't see the cause.
We couldn't
right?
see the cause. There's just absolutely nothing you could do about it. Anyways, so of course we're late to our reservation. Like, how are you gonna?
Yeah.
But I
You're
mean,
better off leaving the car parked there and go walk somewhere.
it would have
than go
taken
there.
because we looked like how long would it take to walk there? It would take an hour to walk there. We're like, but then we have to walk back.
Yeah.
So I'm
Later.
like, yeah, and it'd be dark at that point. So, anyways, but yeah, if we had just done that, then we would have been there on time. Like,
Or you get a taxi or an Uber, but that's going to cost more money.
yeah, but still, it's just like we should have, and now we know.
Now you know. Yeah. It's,
Or later we found out.
that tells you the kind of people that go watch the game, though.
Clearly, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, finally got there. Dropped like we were 15 minutes late to the reservation. I pulled up. Of course, it's in Toronto. There's no parking. Like it's a street facing restaurant. So I'm like, all right, I just pull up. Okay, go in and at least get our seat. They know we're here.
Yeah.
And I'll drive around and try to find a parking spot somewhere.
Yep.
Drove around for another like 15 minutes. Like drove circles, figure eights around this thing. I drove past a park and there was like a group of like African Canadian guys all in like they had shawls on and they were talking about like the oppression of the governments and I'm like, what is going on over here? Like I roll my window down and I'm just gonna like listen to what they're talking about. And I found out later they call themselves the Black Israelites and they are the true Jews who have been called by Jesus and all this. I was just like, this is the first I've ever heard of these people, but they were like serious about it. And I was, anyways, sidetracked. Finally found parking pretty close to the restaurant. It was only like a 5-minute walk. So, but
on a street,
free parking.
Okay.
It was after 7 o'clock, so parking was not a big deal. There was no parking meter there anyway, so.
Okay. Interesting.
Got to the restaurant. I did the tightest parallel park that I've ever done in my life.
In which vehicle?
The Focus. We took my small.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we're going to Toronto. We're taking the little car. By the time of like sitting in the parking garage and sitting in stop and go traffic. By the way, my Focus is a manual.
Okay.
My clutch was not happy with me, and you could like the engine was just like trying to rev up and rev down and wanted to stall out, and you could feel the clutch slipping, like it was just like overheated by like being used in that, I don't know what it was.
Stop and go traffic.
And you're just riding that clutch the whole time, and it's just.
I drove my parents' Geo Tracker.
Yeah.
In Toronto for the last, I don't know, like 3 months of my school.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the car wasn't happy, but I finally got it in. And we got to the restaurant. So this is an Ethiopian restaurant.
Okay.
That we got to, and unbeknownst to me, she had actually invited some of my childhood friends to meet me there.
Oh.
Like my Jamaican friends.
Okay.
So they were actually groomsmen in my wedding. So there were supposed to be 3 of them, but the other one was gone. He was in Florida, so just the 2 of them were there. Yeah, it was good, but again, Ethiopian African food, no utensils. So you're eating with your hands. Very traditional.
Good for COVID.
Good for COVID. I mean, yeah, at this point, who cares, right? So, but yeah, so we got platters. So it was just like giant platters, and you get like this bread in a roll, like it's almost like a roti bread, like a wet pita almost is kind of like the best thing.
My wife eats roti.
Yeah.
Roti
okay. Roti. Speak of
yeah. She loves roti. That's her favorite. The roti and curry is her favorite meal.
Oh, it's so good. Roti is
with beef.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just trying to find a good one. So let me know if you find a good one.
Okay, I think my parents are more into that than I like. I usually get it with them because they're getting it.
Okay, got it.
My kids aren't gonna eat it, so.
No, my daughter would probably like it, but.
Okay.
Not me or Sean.
But yeah, same thing. Like you got to roll the bread, break it off, use your bread to pick up what you want to eat, and then eat it. So you're not touching the food directly. You're touching the bread, then touching the food.
They make forks for that.
But it's just the whole experience.
Even chopsticks would be all right. But...
it's the whole experience.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like I hadn't seen them in like 3 or 4 years, so it was like
that's cool.
We just sat there for like past clothing. Like they were putting seats up on the chairs before we were leaving. So.
Get out
of here. So, I mean, in retrospective, we could have asked them to take us back to the car.
Me and a ride.
If we'd thought about it, but honestly, I don't know if I could have made that. I know it's only an hour walk, but like my back is so screwed up right now. Like it would have been.
Wow.
I would have been in pain by the time we got there. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got through the Blue Jay game fine in those like bleacher seats. So
After I built that gazebo, my hands were so sore from the just like in here was all like carpal tunnel-y feeling, like my arms would go.
especially if you're working up above your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the drill, the weight of the drill and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not used to it, then
Yeah.
it can take a toll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then I had to nurse the car home. And I was just basically just like, I'm like, I know my clutch isn't happy. So I'm like, once I'm on the highway, then I could just like shift without the clutch.
So car repairs are coming soon.
Potentially, yes. We'll see. But I don't want to put any money into. So like again, with the new job comes like a work vehicle.
Oh,
They give me a truck to use, so like all expenses paid for that. So I may not have the Focus much longer.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it was not an excuse to take it to Toronto. I'm like, well, we don't know how long we're gonna have this, so we might as well enjoy it.
You actually sell it when you get a work vehicle, or
I'll probably wait for a couple of months just to make sure, like,
yeah,
I'm
they
not
don't
gonna-
wanna go back, or you don't like it, dislike it,
yeah.
but still, yeah.
But that will probably be the plan. But even then, if I sell it, I'll probably have to. I'm gonna have to at least do brakes on it. I don't want to do a clutch, but
Yeah.
I might have to. But I'll probably just get. I have a friend who is a mechanic, or he works at Nissan in town. So I'll be like, hey, can I borrow a lift after hours or something like that? You want to help me do this and hopefully get it done in like.
My brother-in-law works as a mechanic, but I just take it to where he works
Yeah.
because I got sick of trying to save money and having people help me do things. I'm just
Yeah.
like, screw it.
Just
I'm
do
just
it.
taking it to him now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
At least I know him and he's doing the work. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, my
won't screw you over.
weird problem with the Subaru might be solved. Another check engine light came on with the Subaru,
Okay.
and this time it was a different code, and that code, it was for something to do with variable valve timing, and that code is known to possibly cause misfires.
Oh.
So it could have actually been causing the problem, but it was still within the limits, and then all of a sudden it got outside the limits, and that's when the code for
That's the
this
code,
code
yeah.
fired. So let's hope that solves my check engine light misfiring problem. But
So you just cleared the code then, or?
no, they
Okay.
replaced the sensor,
Oh, the sensor. Okay.
and the sensor might have been causing bad data to be given to the computer, which could have been causing the other problem.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we hope.
We hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So, how long ago was that fixed? Was it?
It was like 3 weeks, maybe
Okay. So
2-3 weeks.
you're on a good pace then if it hasn't come back yet.
Well, I hadn't seen the problem for months anyway.
Yeah.
It only happens when it was only happening when it was wet and cold out. And
So
there
you
was
have
2
a
days
while
when
for
it was
that.
wet and cold, and I hoped it was going to happen, and it didn't.
Okay.
So yes, it may be till winter to that before I know whether it's actually fixed or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But just spraying the engine down didn't cause it to happen, so it wasn't just a
Just
wet
there,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and they kept the car for like a month or two.
Oh,
while
really?
They tried to reproduce it. Yeah.
No.
Like Brian would start it every day, trying to cause the problem, and it wouldn't happen. So because they couldn't cause it to happen, I bought myself a Bluetooth ODB2 sensor that I use my phone to
To read the codes.
to read the codes or to record data.
Okay.
So that if the issue happens again, I'll have a recording with all the data graphed.
And they can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise, they want to have their computer hooked up to it, and I can't have their computer with me all the time. It's like a $3,000
Yeah.
diagnostic computer.
Well, they
that
can just
pay
leave
a
that kid you
subscription
alone?
free on. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Cool.
But the Bluetooth thing works pretty good.
Yeah, I've thought about getting one of those, but I don't really know what I would use it for.
I have a code reader too.
Yeah.
I have what's called Scan Gauge 2. That's you plug it in. You can either read codes or you can put on 4 numbers of anything from the engine and air temperature and mass airflow and throttle position. All those things. If you want to have it on all the time,
Yeah.
it's meant to be either a scanner or a gauge, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
I bought that years ago. I still see the ads pop up for it on Facebook
Oh, really?
for like what I paid for it back then.
Yeah, I guess you're not going to lose money on it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cool.
I bought it a long time ago.
Well, we're almost at 3 hours, so
Yeah.
we should probably call it before someone yells at us. Not that we'll
Bill.
hear it anyway.
Bill.
Bill.
Bill Nye this night? No, not that guy.
Bill and I just got married.
Did he?
Yeah, I saw it on
He
Facebook or
wasn't
Twitter.
married before now?
No.
Wow.
Or he got remarried? I don't know. So
Huh.
there's your up-to-date, accurate information that's
Yeah.
not a week old.
I was
So.
just checking a reply from Canadian Retro. I have sent out a TikTok on Twitter that was basically this guy. It's like, I got pulled over by the cops. I can understand why they did it. I was innocent. It wasn't anything, but I understand why they did it. So what the cops saw was me pull into a parking lot, me go over to a guy's car, hand him cash, and the guy gives me a baggie. I toss the baggie in the back of my car and I leave. So the cops pulled me over, but what they didn't know was I was buying Lego.
I mean, yeah, it's
Pulled up a little bag of Lego. He's like, it was $5 for this. How can I say no to that?
that's cheap. That's cheap
Yeah,
Lego.
yeah. It was a small set, but still, it's like a $15 set at least in the store. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
There you go. Just think of all your gas money just to go there and get it.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Depends how far away it is, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's nice to just get away from work and go buy something.
True.
Otherwise, I just sit at my desk all day. Never stand up.
I sit at my desk all day too, but I'm constant. My desk moves. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Please don't yell at us yet, Bill. Hello to Eric and Melissa. What else are we missing? Missing anybody?
Hello to Melissa and Eric.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Hello to Melissa and Eric. That's it for us. Thank you. Or say Happy Canada Day. Happy. Actually, by the time they get this, it's what's the end of July? Anything at the end of July?
Oh. What's July?
Happy August.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
time you get to the end of this.
Happy August long weekend? Oh, that's Canada.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
I was trying to check my Twitter handle so I remember.
I don't know your Twitter. How do you not your own Twitter handle? I don't understand this.
I don't remember. It's because this screws me up. But
Yeah.
yep.
So you can follow me at Creeply. That's Creep1337 on YouTube and Twitter. And that's it, I think. Derek?
I'm DEGE13 on Twitter and on YouTube. And I'm DJChew31 on Instagram. Or just DJChew on Twitch. Now that I'm actually looking. You can go look at my old stuff if you want to. Dollar Dorks Podcast and Two Dorks on YouTube or Thrifty Dorks on YouTube are all my old things. I'll say them this one time and that's it. Because I had it open.
And you can find us on Twitter together at Not So Special Pod. Or Not So Special Podcast. Either pod or podcast.
You don't remember it. I don't have it here.
That's fine. Obviously you found us somewhere, so we're there.
Do that.
Yeah, do that. I tried doing the video podcast on Spotify thing last month.
Yeah.
Did not work. It was like 3 or 4 days before.
Yeah, before it even tried to. It didn't post
It
anything.
didn't even post anything.
You had to override it or whatever.
So yeah, I replaced the file with an audio file.
Yeah.
To get that to work. So
Spotify says.
damn you Spotify, please fix your problems. So if you want to see the video podcast, I'm going to say this in, fingers crossed, it will be on YouTube, the video of us talking. If not, then you can just listen to us there. We are also on Spotify too. So go back and listen to our old episodes, maybe.
This is our first in-person.
This is our first
Ever.
in-person. Yeah.
Ever.
So we started during COVID.
Well, we did that one in the car that one time, but that was your old.
That was
podcast,
old,
I
not so
think.
special, yeah. And that was that was impromptu. I mean,
Yeah.
this is impromptu, but that was impromptu. So, that's it. We'll see you all in August. I was gonna say
1
July,
month.
but we'll see you all in August. See you later.
Bye.